This is already content. Okay, fuck it. Okay. Anyways, Passive Pixels. Hello, everyone. Shit. Now I'm hosting. I literally asked Dorian, "Hey, can you host this?" And I told him I literally have 4 things, and then he replied back with, "How many things do you think I have?" So here we are now. You're caught up. This is literally the last 15 seconds. Continue. What? How many do you have?
I have 32.
This might actually be the shortest main episode we've had in a while.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, because I could, yeah, because I'll power wash through a lot of this stuff, but yeah, you only have 4 things, which I mean is excusable because I mean you're busy, right? So I get it.
I mean, no. Anyways, title.
You're always busy. You're a hardworking man, Ed.
Okay,
Man.
Look. All right, this is why I can't defend myself too much. Okay, like I still think that. Okay, anyways, I guess rolling it back. Do you see the title? Yeah, that's I'm I'm in charge of a small human being, a small life. She's I like her. She's pretty actually cool. You know, yeah. I'm not going to say her name. It's okay, whatever. So yeah, that's why I've always been considering, am I going to cancel this show at some point? I don't know. I promised myself I'm going to go up until January before I actually decide if I want to cancel it or not, but I reserve the right to make changes anyways. Going back to the whole, do I actually have time thing? Well, I mean, there is a movie on here that I watched twice, and then I put in like 52 or 53 hours into God of War Ragnarok. So, like, do I have time? I think I do, but I'm also an idiot, so
yeah. You're using your time effectively. Kratos is using your time effectively, as far as I'm concerned. So
debatable. It's just like I still think that I can still do the show and all that. It's just that like I could have watched a lot of movies. Her feeding times are about 2 to 3 hours, which gives me perfect time to be able to do things in between there. So whether it's a game or a movie, it just means that I probably am not going to be able to watch Lawrence of Arabia again for a while. So
do you mean like do you mean like 2 to 3 hours like throughout the whole day, right?
Yes.
Okay. I was just like, what? You view for like 3 hours straight? That seems weird. But
yeah, no. Like literally, we just
that makes more sense. Okay.
We like those trucks that they wheel in to fill in at gas stations. Like that is what we use to actually just. Honestly, my wife is a trooper because I don't know how she's been able to pump that much milk, but like that's incredible. Honestly, you got an entire truckload. The female body is terrifying, and we should probably get rid of women. Never mind. I can't really say that as that's list.
Yeah,
Top Gun Maverick twice.
You do yours first. Yeah, go.
Top Gun Maverick twice. Honestly, I was gonna watch it a third time, but like I couldn't get my cousin into my theater room. So Top Gun Maverick twice. Modern Warfare 2, the most recent one, not the remake, not the remaster or the original. God of War Ragnarok, and The Wizard of Oz. Now, I'm probably going to go feed this baby that entire truckload of milk while you give me your list, because by the time I'm done with that, I'm pretty sure you'll be halfway done with your list.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll be close. All right, here we go. Silent Hill 2, Resident Evil Village, Shadows of Rose, DLC, God of War Ragnarok, A Plague Tale, Requiem, Lord of the Rings of Power, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, Triangle of Sadness, Tar, Eyes Without a Face, Midsommar, the director's cut, Night of the Living Dead, When Marnie Was There, Babel, Biutiful, The Peanut Butter Falcon, The Banshees of Insherin, Aftersun, Inside Man, Malcolm X, Kkklansman, Kingsman, The Golden Circle, The Death of Dick Long, Sympathey for Mr.Vegenance, Le Samouraï, The House That Jack Built, Weird, The Al Yankovich Story, The Running Man, Gearld's Game, Dead Ringers, and The Menu.
Jesus Christ. You see, this is why I said that. You see, this is why I asked you should host, because, like, am I really going to direct all of this when you have, I'm gonna do some quick math. You said 32 things?
Well, actually, I realized there was one thing on my list that I hadn't watched yet, but I assumed I would today, and I didn't get to it. So 31.
31 plus 4. Yes, I'm literally typing that into the calculator. 31 divided by 35. 88%. I could honestly. Here's the thing. It's 88.57. So of course, math rules means that I could, round that up. But considering that you got the Sony score, it honestly, we're not rounding up. You're going to be 88% of this entire episode. Congrats.
Good Lord. All right. Well, should I just go then, I guess?
You're driving.
Do some shit here.
Yep.
Yeah, let's just drive. Let's drive away, shall we? Drive the fuck right off a cliff, actually, while we're at it.
Please.
All right.
Oh my God.
Well, I can say that. You can't say that anymore. You're not allowed because
No,
you're responsible. You can't be suicidal anymore, Ed.
No, okay. Look, yes, you are right, but also, like, I don't remember what it was. I think I still laughed at like a dead baby joke, and I realized, man, I'm still broken on the inside. So,
yeah, yeah, that wouldn't change for me. Dead baby jokes. Dead baby jokes are the best. Do you remember it?
No, that's the thing. I don't know what it was. I think I just
Yeah.
started thinking about it, and it made me laugh.
I got some zingers. Remember to tell you after. Anyways, all right. Let's start with let's get Silent Hill out of the way. So Silent Hill and Silent Hill 2.
I totally meant to play that.
Yeah, I mean, fair. I mean, Ragnarok is taking over all our lives. So yeah, Silent Hill. I finished the first one. Great game. Just really holds up well. The atmosphere is good. I mean, it definitely does control like a game that came out in 1997, 8, whenever it came out. 9, excuse me.
I specifically wrote in the description of the last episode that it was 99, which I was like, really? It came out that late? Okay.
Yeah. So definitely later 90s. But I mean, games were still kind of controlling like that then. I think it wasn't until like the early 2000s, mid 2000s even, they started to kind of ditch the tank controls and go for another style.
Honestly, it was the PS2.
PS2, yeah, PS2 era. So, yeah, so, but besides that, like, as long as you can wrap your head around those controls and deal with it, I mean, the atmosphere still holds up great. The story still holds up well. Obviously, the voice acting is just kind of whatever, because they didn't care about voice acting back then unless your name was Kojima. So it's just, it's just fine. But everything else, it makes up for it in spades, and I still really like the game a lot. It's great. And I really love it. So it's definitely one of my favorites to come out of the PlayStation era. And definitely just a great start to that series. So yeah, it's a rock solid 8 out of 10 for me. I know you didn't play it, but anything else to add on that? Or
the one thing I'm going to say is God knows whenever the hell I'm getting back to it at this point, because there was that thing that we discussed. Are we mentioning that at all, or are we just going to spring that? No, okay.
Spring it.
Spring it.
Spring it. Surprise.
Okay.
Surprise. Give it a surprise.
Yeah. All right. Surprise, because the next 2 games that we're going to play is the first one that we're going to play is The Last of Us. And then I don't even want to say it. You can fill in the silence because I don't want to. Those are going to be the next 2 games that get played.
Look, we're going to play some miserable games here soon, although I am pushing it a little bit because, like I said, I forgot there's a couple other games I wanted to play, but it'll be soon. Like, it'll be like December I started.
Motherfucker, you watched 31 movies.
Yeah, I know, but the movies are easy, man. I just do a movie a day now, right? With games, it's just, it takes longer with them.
I really hope that next year you finally are just like, yep, did that, and then you just go on a movie hiatus for like the next 3 months. Like, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that. I really do like doing the movie a day, but I know I'm not going to be able to sustain that pace forever. So we'll definitely keep it going until the end of the year, and then we'll reevaluate come January. It kind of depends how itchy I am to get back into games, which, to be honest, while I was playing Ragnarok, I thought, like, oh my God, I'm back into full fucking game mode. But now I'm playing A Plague Tale Requiem, and never mind, and now games are kind of shit again. So
yeah.
But anyways,
the God of War conversation is going to dominate so much.
Yeah. We'll save that shit because I want to get through all the shit first, and
Yeah.
We'll
Silent Hill 1, not shit, out of 10.
Yes. No, a great game. Don't get me wrong. I'm just going to be rolling through a lot of shit. Yeah. Silent Hill 2 now.
Compliment it.
Yes, absolutely. No. Yeah, and I don't want to insult it, so that's good. Silent Hill 2, I feel really bad because I am going to get back to this at some point. It's phenomenal. I love it.
You too.
I adore it to pieces, but unfortunately Ragnarok came out and just kind of took over my life, and then I jumped right into Requiem, and I'm just kind of in the mood for playing things on a big screen on console again. So, and I'm playing Silent Hill 2 on my Steam Deck, so I will get back to it. It's going to be my deck game whenever I get back to it. I just need to pick some time and just kind of jump back in, but I got a little ways in. Like I probably a couple hours in, so I'm definitely a chunk into it. I'm not going to completely drop it. I played it before, I've beaten it before, so it's not the same situation where like I'll like Final Fantasy 15, which got so unfairly fucked.
Yeah.
But so I will get back to Silent Hill 2 on my deck at some point, and yeah, we'll do that. But it's great. I love that game. It's probably my favorite horror game of all time. So yeah, but I'm not going to say any more until I get back to it and kind of just deep dive in. So
I want to play
yeah.
Silent Hills 2 so badly, and I just know damn well that's that's way far off now at this point. If I didn't even get to finish the first one,
Yeah, no shit. All right. That's all I gotta say. So I'll move
Silent Hill
on.
2, not shit out of 10. Fuck it, whatever. That's gonna be our score again.
Very true. All right. Resident Evil Village Shadows of Rose, the DLC. Yes, so I played some DLC for
Jesus
once.
Christ.
Resident Evil Village Shadows of Rose, where you get to play as Rose, Ethan's daughter, in your own third person mode. Look, it's fine. It's pretty fun. There's some moments I like in it. It's definitely overpriced because it took me like I think 2.5 hours, 3 hours to beat, and it was like $30. There is other stuff with it, like for that mercenaries mode, but I'm never gonna fucking touch that mercenaries mode.
Hold on. It also adds in the third-person camera to the original game.
Right, which you're a fool if you play it that way. Play it in first person, coward.
Okay, look, yes, I'm not going to disagree. I'm just gonna say, for the asking price, yeah, that's okay, yeah, okay.
That's fair. I get what you're saying. For me, though, for just me as an individual, because the only thing I ended up playing from it was that DLC, it probably wasn't worth it. At full price anyways, but it was fun. There's like one really, really creepy section, which I won't spoil. I don't know if you've even seen videos on it or anything,
I saw it.
Yeah.
I think I actually saw your clip specifically.
Yes. Ryochi streamed me getting jump scared pretty good. But yeah, there's some creepy shit in that. That part was actually a highlight and definitely really good. But
my favorite part is that there was a little delay between your voice and the clip, so it happens and then you cut in. I was like, oh my god, there's something about the timing being off that makes it even funnier.
No doubt. Yeah, I don't know why I was like that, but I'm just gonna chalk it up to streaming bullshit.
Yeah, correct.
But yeah, no, it's solid DLC. So I mean, if you like Village, it's no brainer. Complete the story. Definitely get it. They don't actually complete the story because it's Capcom and Capcom are cunts, but definitely worth playing.
All right, so Resident Evil 8. I've already. Wait, have I? No, I've talked about Resident Evil 8. So.
Yeah, we both talked about that.
Yeah, Resident Evil 8 is it's a good game. It's fine. Yeah. You know what? This is gonna segue me to something else. I feel like I would love to try Resident Evil 8 in VR, but also Jim Ryan said no broke boys allowed on PSVR 2, and I'm like, no, I'm fine. And it doesn't seem like the PSVR 2 even has that many games that I'd want to try. And honestly, I already got Resident Evil 7 in PSVR 1, and while I enjoyed that and I love it, that was a first playthrough thing. I don't know if I'd want to go back. Like if I played it normally and then went VR, I don't think I'd appreciate it as much. So I'm sorry, Resident Evil 8. You tried. So yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna go for the DLC, even though at this point that I feel like I'm properly marketed as dad play with girl, and it's like I'm fine. I'm good. I don't know if I need to do that. So yeah, sorry, Resident Evil. Just call me whenever Resident Evil 9 comes out, or maybe if actually Walmart doesn't cancel my Resident Evil 4 pre-order, which people got cancellation emails, and I checked earlier today, and it said it's preparing to cancel unless it can't be canceled. So in other words, I may still get it for $35. So like we're all hoping. So yeah, Resident Evil 8 DLC is gonna be passing by me out of 10.
Did you know, this is completely off topic, but did you know there's a game called White Day, and it's like a horror game?
White Day. I mean, I can understand why it's a horror game without even checking anything about it.
Yeah, looks like some Japanese weeb shit. I don't know, it's weird. White Day, a labyrinth named school.
Why would you bring this up? Why would you bring? I'm looking at the cover now, and I'm afraid that I got put on a list.
Yeah. Oh, it just because I follow that fucking Canadian Wario guy. He tweets all the deals. Apparently, it's on sale. Yeah. Anyways,
White Day, a labyrinth named school. What the fuck is that name?
I know, right?
Why did we give this airtime? God damn it!
Yeah, just cut it out. All right,
no, the problem is that like do you realize how low I've lowered the bar here about what we talk about? Okay, like Saw and Fast and Furious are right over there. Why does this one get a different pass? We fucking talked about anime before with Weeb Trials. Okay, like.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. God, congratulations on your 30 seconds of fame, White Day.
White Day, a labyrinth named school. Kill yourself. Continue.
I'll never play it. Yeah, I'll never play that game. Okay. Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. I finally finished the series. I've already talked about it, not really in depth, but as in depth as I'm going to go in the last couple of episodes. I still really liked it. It's one of the weirder shows for me. Like, I just didn't think I would like it. There's not a lot in there for me, but I ended up quite enjoying it. I thought the finale was really solid. And in typical my fashion, it sounds like the second season is going to be a dumpster fire and probably get canceled. So I guess I probably won't be watching anymore after season 2. But what was there, I really enjoyed. It's good stuff. The only thing I would say is, I mean, whoever, like, the whole kind of point, like, not any point, but like one of the big narrative hooks in the first season is who is Sauron, and that thing was very obvious, I think, from the start. But other than that, no, I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It definitely feels very, I don't know, just it's kind of hitting the right spot with like folksy fantasy stuff. So I dug that. And I'm going to go, and you can comment on that if you want after, but I'm going to just translate this straight into my next show, which is, so I actually forgot to mention this. So I watched Rogue One, a Star Wars story. I rewatched it in preparation to watch Andor. I watched one episode of Andor and that's it. Now, I'm not sure how much of that is me getting distracted by other things and how much of that is me just not really vibing with the first episode. I thought the first episode was completely fine. I am going to give it a couple more episodes because I very much like my 4 episode rule, and especially with that show because it's shorter episodes, so I'm not going to be devoting that much time to it. But I will say, if the next 3 episodes are like that first episode, I won't continue watching it because I just wasn't that impressed by it. But Rogue One I still love. I love that movie. I know we differ on that very much so, but I think Rogue One's fantastic, and it's basically the pinnacle of Star Wars to me. I really think it's that good. Now, I don't think it's the best. I do think Empire Strikes Back.
Wait, hold on. Then what's pinnacle mean?
Well, okay. Let's say if I was you're right. Let's say if I was to make a Mount Rushmore of Star Wars, Rogue One would be on.
Fine. Okay, fair enough.
Maybe not the top, but it's on my Mount Rushmore.
Upper echelon.
Upper echelon, correct, with Empire and A New Hope. I do like Rogue One better than Return of the Jedi, though. So there's your hot take, I guess.
I'm okay. Return of the Jedi is one that wherever you put it, as long as it's like not below, I don't know, Rise of Skywalker or like Attack of the Clones, like as long as it's above those, I'm like, okay, that's fine, whatever. Like the Last Jedi, honestly, you can put Last Jedi fucking anywhere, and I don't think I'll crucify you. I don't think I hate that movie that much, where it's like,
yeah, no, that's fair. But yeah, so yeah, Rogue One's great. I watched. Although I will say this, and I mean, I shouldn't be surprised by this at all. But I mean, I got the 4K disc, and I was just disappointed all around, man. Fuck Disney and their 4Ks. They really just don't put any effort into that shit, man. Like, I mean, it's fine. Don't get me wrong. It's certainly passable. But I guarantee you, if I fired that shit up on Dolby Vision on Disney Plus, it would probably look better, and that pisses me off. So,
or actually pretty close. That's the thing.
Or pretty close, I guess I should say. But it's stupid. They really don't put any effort into that shit. And it seems like it's only going downhill too, because I know Heat, although I don't know, I think Heat was already done by the time they took over that, so I'm not entirely sure. But the Heat one definitely could have been better too, I feel.
Don't stop, my beloved Titanic. Please don't start putting doomerness in me.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but then hopefully they don't fuck that up. I mean, I wouldn't be so as worried, but the fact that James Cameron doesn't seem to usually give a shit about that stuff either kind of makes me even more worried. So
the cut already exists. The cut already exists. They can't fuck this up, right? Of course they fucking can. They're Disney. But the cut already exists. Anyways, everyone, I've been saying this shit for like a couple of years at this point now. I got to watch Titanic in a Dolby theater in like 2017, 2018. I don't remember when it came back, but I got to watch it in a Dolby theater. There's already a cut that exists with HDR and Dolby Atmos. And if Disney fucks this up, I swear to God, I'm still going to buy it because I'm weak against Titanic. I hate myself. There's a show we're doing. The Rings.
I mean, worst case scenario, even if the 4K is like a complete disaster and fucked up, at least it's going to get a Blu-ray re-release, because they usually do 4K plus Blu-ray on those, and the Blu-ray is pretty solid from what I remember. So at least there'll be that. But if they like completely fucked it, my
hope is that worst case scenario, it comes out, the 4K looks like the Blu-ray, HDR is subpar, and somehow they got rid of THX mixing because God hates me. I don't know. Like, this is worst case scenario. if you I don't know, if you do something like Inglorious Bastards or Heat, where like the 4K bump isn't that great against the Blu-ray, but yet for some reason by putting it in 4K you uncompress the audio and it turns out better. For example, like literally both of those movies, for some reason I listened to the Blu-ray, the audio is good, yes, it's still clear, but then I put in the 4K discs and they have more definition, even though they're probably the exact same audio tracks. Like they're both DTS HD. It makes no sense, but it's there. So like, hey, if you even just give me that, please, mouse, please don't fuck this up. I just want my 4K Titanic, please. The rings. You were talking about how that is probably going to be a mess for season 2. I mean, we know that season 1 was also a mess, so like, I don't know. Maybe they pull something out. Maybe Jeff Bezos' son like loves Lord of the Rings so much and is threatening all of them with his dad's power to like not fuck this up. So I don't know. Either way, if season 2 is like completely good and all that, I might suffer through season 1. So the rings is you're not completely out. And then the other one, Rogue One, I've already said my piece on it. It's half a good movie. I still think that everyone gets blinded by Darth Vader at the end to go, hey, that was a good movie. What else? Andor. I'm still going to try and watch Andor, though, because the dorks that I trust have been saying it's good. And I've also, that's probably another one where it's like, yeah, I'll give that a shot. But also, even though Obi-Wan didn't get any like good reception or that much good reception, it still makes me want to watch it anyways, because I do enjoy me some Obi-Wan and I still haven't watched that either. So who knows out of 10.
Fair. All right. Moving on. I guess I should give scores. Rings of Power, I'm going to give, of course, it was you, Sauron, out of 10. We'll give, what was the other one? Fuck. I'm blanking.
Shit. Damn it. My wife just texted me saying who was at the door, and I think that was a PS5 that I didn't go up to sign for. Sick. Awesome.
You and your fucking PS5s.
So that was number 31, I think.
Jesus Christ. Rogue One is a 8 out of 10. I actually like that movie quite a bit. And Andor I'll watch more out of 10 and give a final judgment. Okay, moving on. Eyes Without a Face. This is a 1960s movie directed by Georges Franju, French director. This was solid. This was good. I've heard about this for a while now, from a lot of people about how this is just kind of an influential horror movie for its time, and it definitely is. I didn't quite fall in love with it. I mean, I feel a lot of these older horror movies, it's just really tough for me because they're never willing to go kind of the extra distance for what I appreciate in a horror movie. But this was good. It was definitely good for its time. It's creepy. It's got the right vibes down. It's just kind of ultimately forgettable, I feel, which is unfortunate, but I definitely still enjoyed it enough for a one-time watch. I feel that the actress here, what's her name? Which one was she? Fuck, I can't remember her name now, or even what her character's name was. Was it Christy Land?
Man, I'm just waiting until you're done because I've got my perfect joke.
Okay, great. I'm almost done. I think her name is Alidia Valley. I hope I got her right. But yeah, she was really good in it. So definitely props there. Just a dark little tale and decent stuff. Yeah, that's all I got. Go ahead with your joke.
My joke is, I don't understand how you weren't vibing with Billy Idol, okay? Eyes Without a Face is fucking dope, okay?
Oh, good old Billy Idol. I actually like Billy Idol quite a bit. But
Dude, that song is fucking dope. I love Eyes Without a Face.
It's a good song. I like that song.
My brain was thinking, try and sing it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that to Billy Idol. But I'm going to go ahead and give Billy Idol's Eyes Without a Face. That's a good song out of 10.
That's good stuff. It's a 7 out of 10 for me.
Damn, fuck you. That's a good song, man. That's at least a 9 out of 10.
All right. Peanut Butter Falcon. Peanut Butter Falcon, directed by Tyler Nielsen and Michael Schwartz. 2019. Shia LaBeouf, Thomas Hayden Church, Dakota Johnson. A lot of good people here. This was really fun. Solid movie. Heartwarming, all that good shit. Definitely was better than I was expecting. Funny enough, the first time I'd ever heard of this movie was from my I don't know how old he is now, but I would have heard it from him probably when he was like 16. My 16-year-old brother. he's like, you're watching a lot of movies now, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, you gotta watch the Peanut Butter Falcon. I'm like, that sounds stupid. I'm not watching it. He's like, no, it's really good. You gotta watch it. So then I actually heard a couple. Then I had a couple other people who were like, no, this is actually pretty good. You should watch it. So I added it to my watch list. But he's got horrible taste in movies, so I don't usually listen to him. But no, this was a delightful, pleasant little surprise. Honestly,
that was disappointing. I thought you were about to pull out the pitchforks.
Oh no, I liked it. No pitchforks needed. I liked it. Yeah, no, it was a solid movie. Definitely feel good, romp, all of that stuff. The actor Zach Gutsajan, I don't know how to say his name, but really good. You know, obviously he has Down syndrome in real life, but he does a really great job in this movie, I think, and is really easy to root for, which is what you want in these type of movies. So yeah, good stuff. I quite enjoyed it.
I don't know why. Every time I think about the Peanut Butter Falcon, I get it mixed up with the Book of Henry. And so, wait, no, not the Book of Henry. But it's the same director, Colin Trevorrow. What was the one movie that he directed before Jurassic World? Like, hold on. Do they still do this where they have a small indie director who makes a hit and they're like, hey, here's $200 million. Go make a big blockbuster. Like,
yeah, it still happens from time to time.
Okay, I'm starting to think, like, is that why I think of Peanut Butter Falcon? Did that happen to those guys too?
I can see. Let me see.
Oh, damn. They don't even have Wikipedia pages. So, yeah, it's probably not. That's probably hasn't happened to these guys.
Nope, definitely not these guys.
Okay, so I can't wait until they make Thor 5 or something.
Yeah, I know. Their next movie is called The Untitled Tyler Nelson and Michael Schwartz Project.
Dope, actually. Yeah, sure, cool, dope.
Yeah. Actually, they've got a thing for it though. A Cuban story will be shot largely in Spanish with a very naturalistic vibe in the vein of American Honey. Oh, I liked American Honey. Set amid the heightening AIDS epidemic of the early 90s. The story is set to follow two brothers in the Cuban punk movement who entered a sanatorium to escape poverty. That's interesting.
This just sounds like they pointed at Alfonso Cuarón and said, "Yeah, that."
Yeah. Honestly, I'm down for that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, just replicate them.
It sounds disparaging, but like, no, I'm kind of in. Sure, why not? I could use more Alfonso Cuarón.
Yeah, same.
Anyways, the movie I was thinking was Safety Not Guaranteed. I don't know why I would.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's on my watch list, actually. I think Ben really likes that movie, and he's pimped it a little bit, but on my watch list.
So, yeah, good job on... Well, I mean, actually, no, not good job on not taking the bag. Go ahead and take the bag. It's okay, guys. You made what was probably a good movie. If Disney calls, don't have too much pride to say no. Just take your money so then you can make the next movie. So, yeah, that's going to be my score out of 10.
Cool. All right, I'm going to bang out 3 here from director Spike Lee now. The Spike Lee block. We've got Inside Man, Malcolm X, and Kkklansman.
Beating the racial charges, tell me.
Yeah, a.k.a. the Addy beating the racial charges block. Let's start with the one I like the least, which was Inside Man. And the one
the least racial one. Wow, good double beating the charges.
I know, right? So this was directed in 2006, obviously by Spike Lee, Denzel Washington, who I love, Clive Owen, Joey Foster, William DeFriend, and a whole other cast of great people here. Yeah, this is just a bog standard heist thriller to me. That's all this is. There's nothing special about it. You know, Spike Lee's one thing I've noticed with Spike Lee is he's got a flair for a lot of his movies, and he has a very unique style to it, and I am starting to appreciate that more. But I didn't see any of it here. This is just so like, I feel like he took this one as like just to get a paycheck so he could do something else, is how it feels to me. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case, which I sound like I'm being hard on it, and I am a little bit. Like, I don't think it's anything special, this movie. I would never watch it again, but I think for a one-time watch, it was solid enough, and there's really good performances in there. But yeah, I don't know. I just was not really in love with this movie, or even really came away liking it all that much. It's pretty damn forgettable, especially as far as like, I feel like there's a higher standard now for like these kind of movies. I've seen a lot of them, and I've seen a lot of them, and there's just some that are so fucking good that, like, if you're just gonna if you're just gonna play the greatest hits and kind of try to pump that as a movie, it's not gonna work for me. So yeah.
Yes, be more picky. Yes. Oh, it's all coming up on me again. Okay, so there's one thing about Inside Man that I've been told before, and I don't know if it's still true or not. Can you say if the twist is good or is it worthwhile? Because like I feel like that's the one thing that's that's not good. That's not good. Okay,
No,
continue.
I don't think so. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't like. I mean, it's there, and it's like. I mean, I guess I didn't see it coming specifically, but I don't think it's anything like. I'll put it this way: when you mentioned the twist, I had to think for a second, and I think if it's a truly memorable twist, I'm not going to think and I'm like, oh yeah, it was really good. So yeah, no, I don't think it saves the movie. Not for me, anyways.
That's rough. Okay. My score for this is gonna be. I will ask other people because I can't trust your taste sometimes out of 10. And to give people to give people an update on the PS5, I'm getting a notification from UPS saying that I will have to drive 2 minutes away to my local UPS store to go pick it up. I'm distraught.
It's over.
That's fine, honestly. Whatever. It's 2 minutes. I can honestly bike ride, but honestly, I'm not going to do that because I don't think I have a bike large enough to carry a PS5 back home. So yeah, Inside Man. Fine. Out of 10.
Yeah, I know. I think Poot likes it a lot more than me, so it might be more up your alley.
Never mind. Sure. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of in now. If it's Poot, yep, that's a sign off. That's a good sign off.
Double check with him. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he liked it. All right, Malcolm X. 1992, Spike Lee, a tribute to the controversial black activist Malcolm X. Again, starring Denzel Washington. This, though, was really great. This was the first Spike Lee movie that I watched. I was like, okay, now we're getting somewhere with this. It's very long, very, very long, 3.5 hours long, basically.
Oh, I can't watch it in one sitting. Oh, no.
No, definitely not in one sitting. It's 3.5 hours long, so it's very long.
It makes me sad. But I like watching one sitting. Fuck.
It's great though. Like it's just a really interesting, like I don't know, like I never looked it up after. I'm assuming, a lot of this is true and close to what happened. Maybe it's not, but if it is, this is a very sad story and really important story for a guy who who did a lot and was definitely early in the forefront of these types of activism and just trying to get more rights for Black people and African American people in general. Denzel is just fucking so good here. So good. Like he starts off as like this like, guy who's like just wasting his life away and into like gangs and like just robbing people and just being an all around bad guy. Looks great in a fucking colorful suit though. I'll give him that. Ends up, getting caught, tossed in jail. And, then he changes his life afterwards. He finds religion for himself. He finds peace and he decides to want to make a change on a bigger stage. So yeah, this is just a great movie. It's a true story. It's definitely worth watching. And yeah, I like this. This is probably my favorite Spike Lee movie now. Although I'll talk about Kkklansman in a minute, which was great too. But yeah, this was just phenomenal stuff.
Okay. So now my question is, are you going to get the Criterion Collection for this?
Yeah, it's on my wish list. I won't buy it right away, but it's on my wish list. So at some sale, whenever another sale happens, I try to prioritize the 4K ones. So that one will probably be snatched up pretty quick. But yes, I do plan on getting it.
Okay, so now this is my conundrum. Do I want to watch this anytime soon? Because, if I'm on a 2 to 3 hour deadline, I'm gonna admit, right? Whenever I'm watching a 3-hour movie with my wife, I tend to pause it, like that's fine. Like it's just a pausing. But the thing is that feeding the baby, that's like a 20 minutes, everything going well, pause. Or if everything goes wrong, like it always does, 40 minutes. So it's like, I don't know if I want to pause a movie. And then, like, I'd have to time that properly. So I don't know if this is one I'll ever be able to watch. But also, I'm probably a hypocrite because, no, never mind. I was about to say I'm a hypocrite because I'll watch Titanic that way. But I've watched Titanic like that many times. Like, I just know at the back of my hand that, like, if I pause it, I could literally run the movie in my head as I'm doing the rest and then just jump back up. Like, even saying all the lines and all that. So yeah, I'm so sorry, Malcolm X. I probably am not going to beat the charges out of 10.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit different too when you're rewatching a movie compared to watching something for the first time. So yeah. Okay, and then finally, Kkklansman. Once again, Spike Lee, starring John David Washington, Adam Driver, Topher Grace, a bunch of other
Venom.
people. Yeah, this movie's great too. I really like this movie a lot. I really, really like John David Washington, man. Like it's so clear when you watch the way he acts. Like he is just a little mini Denzel Washington, and he's so good at what he does.
Ordered my hot sauce an hour ago.
Oh, great. Just cinema at its finest right there, that one. But yeah, he's really great, and I hope he gets, I want to say more work, but better work, because he wasn't, I mean, he was fine in Amsterdam, but there was nothing else really good about that movie. So hopefully he starts being a little bit more selective with some of his roles. But
I mean, to be
yeah, he's
fair, if
great.
you look at that movie, like, you probably have to see that they got blackmailed into that, because, like, that has a cast.
Oh, for sure. No, it's not just him. But yeah, no, this movie's great. Adam Driver's great as always. Topher Grace as David Duke is fucking hilarious.
Yes.
Like, he's just funny as shit.
He's so
throughout this entire
smarmy.
movie. Yeah, he is. He's so smarmy, and it's great. And like the punchline at the end with all that, which I won't spoil, but it's fantastic. So it was really well done.
It
And
really
looped
is
around
funny, because
perfectly.
it's basically like, what if you just took his character from that 70s show and made him racist? Like, that's honestly all it was, and it's so good. It's like, this is like such a minor shift, and it's hilarious. This is great.
Yeah, it works almost a little bit too perfectly. But it's very good and very well
Topher
done.
Grace did not beat the charges.
For sure. The only thing I would say as a negative about this movie is the stuff at the very, very end felt baity. And I mean, I get it. Like, I get the message you're trying to send with this movie. I don't think you needed that stuff at the end, the real life events. But I was like, okay, yeah, I get it that you're going to Spike Lee's going to Spike Lee. This is your thing. But besides that, everything else was just really, really well done, well acted here. And definitely one of my favorite movies from 2018 now. Good stuff.
Yeah, you know what? I disagree with you on the ending, just because it's Spike Lee. I kind of like it that Spike Lee is a person who, like, if you look at Do the Right Thing, it's a metaphor for this man throwing the trash can through the window. Like, this man just is always going to throw the trash can at the window. So,
no, I get it.
Like, you're not wrong. It is what he'll do, but if it were anyone else, I'd be like, that comes off as preachy. But then looking at the rest of the history that he has, it's like, okay, yeah, if anyone's gonna do it, it'd be you.
No, I get it. It's in line for his movies. So it's not like I'll put it this way. I did not negatively affect my enjoyment of the movie. It was just like, okay, I could have ended this like 2 minutes earlier and been fine. So that's all. But yeah, 8 out of 10. Good stuff.
Racist Eric Foreman out of 10.
It's a great score. All right. Kingsman, the golden.
Another score. Venom says the N word out of 10.
Go fuck yourself. Kingsman, the Golden Circle. This was in 2017, directed by Matthew Vaughn, and of course, the sequel to Kingsman. Kingsman, what was it? The Secret Service, right? That was the first one.
Yes, correct.
Yes. Which again, I would have never watched if it wasn't for. Well, I might have watched it one day, but Ed sent me the 4K.
I accelerated it.
That definitely accelerated it, which was great. So, I heard a lot of negative things about this movie, and I do get some of them, but I still had a really good time with this movie. I quite enjoyed it.
Then we helped you with your expectations. We're glad.
Yeah, I think so. Like, the first one's better, for sure. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's not as good as the first one, but it's not bad enough where I'd be like, oh yeah, I never want to watch another Kingsman movie again. Now, the third one I've heard is pretty rough, so that might do it for me, but we'll see when we get there, because I'm going to watch it now. But yeah, no, I still really enjoyed this. This is minor spoilers, I guess, but like, he's literally all over the poster work and stuff.
Oh, so, yeah, God, no, that's not a spoiler, and it pisses me off that it's not.
Okay, so yeah, but like, so obviously Colin Firth is back in this, and like, I guess some people took umbrage with that, and I'm like, these are based on comic books, which I understand. Like, I get it. Like, he probably shouldn't be back, but like, you kind of got to expect this kind of bullshit with this genre. It's just going to happen. So that didn't bother me so much. I expected it to happen. And he was great as always. The Elton John stuff was hilarious here. I like that a lot. And I really do like Taron Egerton. He's got a lot of charisma in him, that guy. And I'd like to see him in more stuff too. I got to watch Rocket Man at some point. I really do want to watch that. Which, by the way, that's hilarious. The whole Elton John thing, and then he becomes Rocket Man. Yes. Like, what are the fucking odds? That's just fantastic. But yeah, I had a really fun time with this movie.
Rocket Man is actually really good, and oh my god, okay, there's a whole bunch of different directions. The Kingsman, whenever you go watch that, let me know, because I am definitely curious about it. Oh shit, it's on HBO Max. Okay, so okay, well, when you watch the Kingsman, let me know, because I'm curious about watching it, but like, I don't really have a drive to watch it, because like, I wanted the second movie to be better than the first, so it coming out colder, I was like, maybe you couldn't have put Channing Tatum in an icebox for the entire runtime, you fuckers. That would have been really good, because you wasted you wasted him. Like, he's great, and you just whatever. But yes, the singer, my brain, Rocket Man. I forgot his name. Elton John. There we go. I feel so sorry, Elton John. You helped score The Lion King. I should flail myself for forgetting your name. The Elton John stuff is like really fun. No, not. I was about to say Carrie Ann Moss. Marianne Tyler Moore. What is her name? Oh my god,
Julianne Moore.
Thank you. Man, who the hell is Marianne Tyler Moore? That's an actual name, isn't it? Julianne Moore. I really enjoy her. She was a fun presence. I like the idea of them grabbing like more elevated actors to have them slum it as a villain. Like, that's just really fun to me. But whenever I think about the movie, it just reminds me that I don't think Matthew Vaughn should ever touch the same property twice. Because like a Kick-Ass, yeah, that's fun. And then wait, hold on. Wait, what? Was he not involved with Kick-Ass 2? No way.
I thought he directed it. He didn't direct it.
That's not on here. I feel no way. Have I been living a lie this entire time? Oh, nope, he didn't.
Oh, it's like some Bernstein Bears shit. I swear he did. He
produced it.
Yeah. Well, he was smart enough to get off of that one then, at least.
That is a Mandela effect if he didn't.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Wait, hold on. But it's not even on his Wikipedia page either. Wait, it's in producer. Why would you do that? That's stupid. Okay, so on his Wikipedia page, it has all of his, director's credits, right? He's got, it's like Layer Cake. He directed and produced it, didn't write it. Stardust and Kick-Ass, he directed, wrote, and produced it. But then there's a separate list where he's only a producer. Just fucking included in one list. So then it's like, okay, he didn't direct it, he didn't write it, but he produced it. Why the fuck do you separate the list? Whatever. I'm getting besides the point. Fuck it. I'm going to count it. Kick-Ass. Yeah, you know what? I don't think I liked it that much when I went back to it, but I think that's probably because it feels perfect for teenagers, and I think I'm old now, so I don't know if, it was hitting for me properly. And also, we're probably inundated with superheroes, so it's not as much as a novelty anymore. So, Kick-Ass 2, X-Men First Class, hey, everyone kind of likes Days Future Past. He was just a writer on that story, so you know what, whatever, fuck it. But I don't like it that much. Everyone else does. Whatever, I'm on my own island on that one. I accept it. Kingsman Secret Service, yeah. Golden Circle, and then you have the Kingsman there, and everyone says that one's not that good. So it makes me think, man, you just need to keep switching it up. I don't think you're allowed to go and do the same thing again. So yeah, that's all that. But then you sent me on a different direction when you mentioned Rocket Man. It pisses me off that Rocket Man is good, and knowing that director, Dexter Fletcher, was the person who kind of handled Bohemian Rhapsody once Bryan Singer was like way too drunk to actually direct the movie, and Dexter Fletcher kind of got that movie across the finish line. It makes me kind of sad that like we didn't get just Dexter Fletcher doing both movies, because Rocket Man is actually good, even though at the end of the day it's still another Walk Hard movie. And by that, what I mean is that like Walk Hard basically nailed the entire biopic formula, and Rocket Man still follows that formula, but it's so stylistic that I don't care that it has the same formula. So yeah, fuck Bryan Singer out of 10.
I'm gonna go solid 7 out of 10 on that. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, moving on. The Death of Dick Long. This is directed by Daniel. Yeah, I know. Directed by Daniel Schneidert. Whatever the fuck I say his name.
I don't like how close that is to another person.
One of the two Daniel brothers, of course, from Everything Everywhere. All at once.
I'm so sorry, son of a bitch. You know what? You're just better at Daniels then, because I don't really want to hear that last name.
Yeah, so this was very interesting, this movie. It's bizarre. Like, these guys are, and obviously just one of them right now, but I'm going to say guys because they're both brilliant, but they're very creative. Like Swiss Army Man is just the most bizarre concept you can think of. Same with Everything Everywhere All at Once. This is in a way a lot more down to earth, but it just takes this ridiculous concept, like the most ridiculous, insane, parody level fucking plot you could come up with, but then plays it completely seriously. there's not a hint of, oh yeah, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, like you're supposed to laugh here. No, they play this shit totally and utterly seriously. And it's just, I gotta respect it, man. Like I thought this movie was pretty funny. It's definitely my least favorite thing I've seen out of these guys. Like I would put Swiss Army Men and Everything Everywhere All at Once, of course, ahead of this. But as like an early movie in his career specifically, this was fun, and it's definitely worth watching because there's a twist in here. You want to talk about good twists? There's a twist in here that you're like, oh, okay, didn't see that one fucking coming. But it actually helps explain a whole lot of what's going on. So definitely worth watching, though. Very unique movie.
I'll take Daniel's, not Daniel. I 2 please out of 10. I'm fine. I will just watch Swiss Army Man, and I don't think I'm gonna go further back than that.
Yeah, that's fair. I can't blame you there. I can't. You gotta cut it off at some point, right? Like,
this is the part where you check my letterbox and you're like, it's on your watch list, and then I kill myself.
Oh yeah, it is too. Yeah.
No fucking way. Is it?
No, I don't even.
Are you just saying that? Is it?
Yeah, no. I'm just saying that here. Let me double check and make sure. It's
my god. Okay. Let me start getting the noose ready.
No, you're good. It's not on your watch.
Woo! I beat the charges. I was about to kill myself. Woo!
Just Mac and Moki. So you're
okay.
All right. Next up, keep the train rolling. Sympathy for Mr.Vegenance. Oh boy, this was a big filter for me. So directed by Park Chan-wook in 2002. Yeah, so obviously everyone talks about the Vengeance trilogy. So the Vengeance trilogy is Old Boy, Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, and Sympathy for Mrs. Vengeance. I love Old Boy. Old Boy is one of my favorite movies of all time. I think it's incredible. But one thing I've noticed about Park Chan-wook specifically with me is he's very kind of hit and miss. Old Boy I loved. Handmaiden I loved. Stoker was very, very mid. Thirst was good, but I didn't love it. And now we're here with Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance. And this movie was fine. But when you compare it to something like Old Boy, and you're calling this a trilogy with, I mean, I know it's not officially a trilogy, but it's an unofficial trilogy.
It's a thematic one.
It's a thematic one. They sell a box set with them all together. Park Chan-wook considers it this, so I'm gonna judge it to the standard of an old Boy, and for me, it's just not up to that snuff. It's not. I'm sorry. There's a lot of like good stuff here though. There's it's violent, it's horny, it's typical Park Chan-wook in a lot of places, but I just wasn't as interested in the story. Like everyone in this movie is just so fucking dumb. Like they're just some dumb characters, and they make really poor decisions, and I do get by the end what we're supposed to be seeing, what we're going for, which I won't spoil, but it's you get the ending is pretty effective in what it does, but it's just at that point I was kind of numb and I didn't care because everybody in this was just so fucking stupid. And I think there was potential here, and I've heard some people consider Mrs. Vengeance better. I'm definitely going to watch that at some point too, so we'll see. But for me, this one was just like, I mean, it's fine, it's not bad, it was worth watching, but I would never think about it again.
Okay, so I want to see if this is still true, because the last time I thought about Old Boy, right, I was on the verge of getting a steelbook because it was going to be it was going to be shipped to me overseas whenever you're getting something shipped overseas, you kind of just try to pack that shit in because shipping cost is going to be so expensive that you kind of want to make it worthwhile. So I was going to get Old Boy shipped to me. But the thing is that when I checked it, it wasn't that expensive of a steelbook. Like I saw it on eBay, and like it was, I don't know, $30, $40, which considering overseas steelbooks, that's not too bad of a price. So what I want to check, you know what? Old Boy, the 4K steelbook is still $30 to $40. So
which one is it?
I mean, it's the 4K one. It's him smiling on the cover.
Like the Gold Boy one?
You I have a red light filter. I can't tell colors.
Okay. Can you send me a picture of it? I'm curious.
No, it's gold. Yeah, it's gold.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, yeah, because that one was going for quite a bit, and then I guess it just dipped on it. Because there's another one that's, I think, uglier that I saw that was cheaper on there. But no, if you can get it for $30, $40, it's a great deal.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Just if I were to get it, I feel like I'd want a steelbook because at this point, oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. I've now gone into a new phase of steelbook where if it's a movie on my shelf, I want to steelbook it because on the off chance that it gets kicked out of my collection, I want to be able to sell it easier. And putting it in a steelbook just means that it becomes easier to sell off. So yeah, like Kingsman. Kingsman actually got a steelbook up. So cool. So if I were to get Old Boy, I think I would try to opt for the steelbook. So if I don't end up liking it, it doesn't stay on the collection, it keeps my investment higher. So yeah, Old Boy. I'm so sorry. We're not even talking about Old Boy. Park Chan Wook. This Revenge trilogy, Vengeance trilogy. I don't know, man. It kind of depends on Old Boy. I'm pretty sure, whatever. I'm probably gonna end up liking Old Boy a lot, and then from there, I'm gonna go ahead and watch it in. I don't even know. I can't even take a guess. Who knows out of 10?
Yeah, that's fair. I get it. It's a 3 out of 5 for me. Fine, but yeah, I didn't love it. All right, we're gonna go on to Le Samouraï now, directed in 1967 by Jean-Pierre Melville. This was a movie recommended to me by Mac in the Mac Exchange. He hasn't watched my movie yet, so fuck him. But this is the one he recommended to me. Unfortunately, so I liked it. It was good. It was definitely an enjoyable movie. But I again, kind of minorly filtered, I think, here, because I see Pooh giving a 9 out of 10. I'm nowhere near that fucking high on it. But I do think it's good, and it's unfortunate because it probably should be more up my alley. Like, it feels very noir at times, and it's got that kind of vibe to it. So I do dig that. But it just kind of plods around a little for me, and it just goes slowly enough that I don't know, man. Like, it feels like they're trying to mash a bunch of different things together here. And I guess it's early on in the 60s, so you got to give it some credit for that, or late 60s. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's interesting. It's about a guy who's basically a contract killer, and he basically pulls off this perfect hit, but things go wrong and it ends up being not perfect, and now everyone's after him. It's definitely interesting, and maybe it's something that would benefit from a rewatch, but this is considered, it's in the Criterion collection. This is considered like a classic, and I don't know, I just didn't see it as that, but it was still really good and definitely worth watching.
I don't even remember what we're talking about. I have no idea what movie it was.
Le Samouraï.
Le Samouraï, you're right. The fucking anime baguette. Yeah, I don't know, but the fact that Poot likes it, that makes me go, okay, yeah, sure, maybe I'll put that on my radar. But you being colder on it, and then it being a choice of the clown, I don't. But then again, at the same time, Jesus Christ, I don't know what the hell my movie habits are going to be like. I need to get past God of War first. I need to get past God of War so that I can figure out what the hell my schedule is as a dad now.
Yeah,
I don't know what my score is. Whatever, out of 10.
What? Oh, is that your score?
Sure, why not?
All right. Up next is The House that Jack Built. 2018, Lars von Trier. This movie, I remember this movie having a lot of controversy when it first came out, and I kind of
yes, that's what happens.
Yeah, that's a lot of his stuff in general, but this movie's interesting. So it's just about like a serial killer who's basically recounting some of his crimes, and it's pretty relentless, and I appreciate it for that. I definitely think this is kind of the one that I could definitely see myself, another one that a rewatch I could see myself being a little bit higher on it. As it is, it's pretty good. This is another one where it's very pretentious, this movie. And in between the kills, you get these like just long, like philosophical rants, basically, that have, I mean, I guess they do have something to do with the plot, but they really don't. And it's just, I don't know, man. There's just too much of that, and it just reeks of like Lars von Trier like huffing his own farts and enjoying that and having this kind of dialogue in it. And those parts of this movie just brought it down for me. But like when you actually got to some of the good stuff here, like not just the murders, but like how creative some of this stuff is and like kind of the direction they take it, I find it really interesting and fascinating. And there's some stuff in here that like I shouldn't have laughed at, but I was fucking howling at. It's very dark, and the ending is absolutely bizarre as hell. But it's great. So there's definitely a lot of really positive stuff here if you can get past some of the pretentiousness of it. Matt Dillon in specific is just great. Like the guy probably is a serial killer in real life. That wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, so I really dug this movie. It was good, and I definitely it's definitely one I'd like to watch again.
That is such a you movie that it's telling me every sign I should not watch this.
I'm not pretentious. No.
Okay, look. Blonde has shifted how I think about your movie taste, okay? It has. And
Blonde is not even pretentious. Nobody likes Blonde.
Okay, Blonde is pretentious, though. It doesn't need to be to be pretentious. It has to be an air of the movie itself to be pretentious.
I don't know. Blonde was a good movie. People are just filtered.
Okay, sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Tell yourself whatever you need to tell yourself to go to sleep. That's fine. Whatever.
But no, it's not like I don't know. I generally don't like pretentious shit. Like I don't like it. It bothers me, and like that's another reason why I like Persona. Even like I would like Persona so much more if it wasn't for that stupid pretentious opening of that fucking movie. So I just stuff like that just bothers me. And to an extent, if I buy in, I guess I can like some of it. But I don't know, man. I think I actually.
Pueblo with a fucking incredible joke. With all these bad takes, is Colin trying to secure a third chair on Passive Pixels or what? Jesus. Bravo. Oh my god. We're going to get that in the fucking episode. I don't care.
Oh, man.
What were we talking about? Yeah, Blonde is pretentious out of 10.
All right, there you go. We're going to go 7 out of 10. That's what we're going to do. All right. Speaking of not pretentious shit, let's talk about Weird, the Al Yankovich story. 2022, just released this year, directed by Eric Apple. This is a Roku movie exclusive.
Is his name Eric Apple?
Yes.
Any relation?
No.
No relation to Tim Apple?
No, none whatsoever.
Okay. You like the movie, 10 out of 10. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, this movie it's fine. It's definitely there are some there are a couple moments in this movie that had me like busting out loud laughing, but there just wasn't nearly enough of that like throughout its entire runtime. Daniel Radcliffe is really good here and fun, and I like Evan Rachel Wood a lot. There's a lot of jokes though that just don't hit. They just completely like whooshed over my head for me, and that's the problem with these parody movies, right? Like I find like you either like get like I don't know. It's just for me, it seems like I'm either like majorly vibing with the movie and laughing at almost everything, or like most of it's just going over my head and I'm not vibing with it. And that was kind of this one. But it wasn't bad. It's definitely worth watching, I think, just to see some stupidity. And I do like Weird Al and his music. So, that was cool. I think where it gets points, and I think some people might get more, is it's kind of like a parody in itself on these biopics. So that's kind of cool. But that's been done before, so I don't know if it's anything super original. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. And then by the end, I was like, this is just dumb. Like, I know what you're doing here. And then the ending was just kind of stupid. So it was solid. I didn't hate it, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't love it. So
I feel like I'd be a poser if I watched that movie, because literally the only thing I've listened to from Weird Al is probably his Writing Dirty parody, which I can't even remember like the parody name. I just know the song that White and Nerdy. That's what it is. Yeah, that's really the only song I can think of. Yeah, I feel like I'd be a poser, but I still am curious enough to watch it. I don't even remember what streaming service had it. Was it Tubi or something, or like some random one?
Roku. It's a Roku exclusive.
Why the Roku exclusive? Jesus fucking Christ. We've really gone down the rabbit hole on streaming services. Yeah, I will probably just suck it up and be a poser and watch it at some point, because, I like that Daniel Radcliffe post Harry Potter just does not give a shit. He's like, do you know how much I'm making from residuals? And just does whatever he wants now. He's great. So yeah, that and Swiss Army Man. I just need to see Daniel Radcliffe in something besides Harry Potter, because I don't think I've seen him in anything but that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Daniel Radcliffe at 10. I don't know what my score is, man. I'm running out of ideas here.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I'm not almost done, but I'm almost done with the stuff I don't care about as much. So that's a positive. All right, The Running Man, directed in 1987 by Paul Michael Glacier. This is just Arnie cheese, man. This is just my comfort zone. I definitely have a soft spot and a guilty pleasure for like some of these old Arnold action movies. And this one's no exception. I love that this one, like Richard Dawson's a big part of this, and he's just fucking having fun here and hamming it up, being this like game show host, which is obviously what he was known for in real life too with Family Feud. But here he's just like taking part in this like fucking game in the future where these people are trying to kill each other, and Arnie's just like, no, we must get to the chopper, doing his thing. So I mean, we're just having Arnie's just having fun, man, and I appreciate it. I have nothing else to say. Fun steelbook, fun 4K, and give it Dolby Vision. Good shit. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, there is actually not a single thing besides Harry Potter that I've watched that he's been involved in. Wow, I've really just missed everything. What movie was this again? I was looking at this.
The Running Man.
The Running Man. Oh my god, yeah, The Running Man. Actually, no, I want to watch this one.
It's fun. But you'll have fun with it. It's Arnie cheese.
It's not happening at this point because I feel like every Black Friday deal has been announced at this point, but I would like to see The Running Man for $15 or less. You know, it's not happening at this point, but that would be a nice, swell idea. Big shame it probably hasn't. So Running Man, I want to watch it out of 10.
Perfect. All right. We're going to go on to Gearld's Game next. This is in 2017, directed by Mike Flanagan, based off of Stephen King.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 5 years ago. Based off a Stephen King novel. Really interesting concept here. It's all very straightforward. You know, husband and wife go to a remote cabin, have sex, and do these like kinky fucking games.
Hot.
Yeah, and then something goes wrong, which, I mean, kind of a spoiler, but whatever. It's early on in the movie. Something goes wrong, and then all shit goes to hell. I'll just leave it at that. And for most of this movie, I was vibing with it pretty hard. Like, I'm like, oh, this is good stuff. It's not great, but like, you know, it's fun. There's creepy. There's enough meat on the bone here to keep me going. But of course, in all Stephen King tradition, the last 15 minutes of this movie, the ending is just the most stupid bullshit I've ever seen in my entire life. They literally could have cut this movie off at a certain point with about 15 minutes left to go, and I would have given this movie a 7 out of 10. But it's so fucking stupid, and it just isn't needed, and it just like, yeah, like, fuck off, man. Like, it's so typical of Stephen King bullshit by now to do this. And it doesn't ruin the whole movie, but like, if I ever was to rewatch this in the movie, I would literally just cut it off 15 minutes early, because I was like, yeah, I don't want to watch this shit again. This is just stupid. But other than that, solid movie.
Yeah, I don't understand time, because if you asked me Gearld's Game, when that come out, I was like, yeah, it was probably a year or two ago. And you telling me 5, I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. I feel like I just aged hearing that. Yeah, Gearld's Game, actually, I was curious about this one. I never got around to it because Netflix stink. I don't know if I ever will at this point, but, you know, I will just keep it in the back of my mind, because no matter how pessimistic I am, I'm somehow optimistic about that. I'll be able to watch all the movies that I want. Hope copium, please. Anyways, The Running Man is actually on Paramount Plus, and that's like, ooh, look at that. But again, also more copium in that I'm actually gonna watch it. So yeah, Gearld's Game is who knows out of 10. That's been my score. That's been the running theme this episode.
Yeah, at least you recognize this one is on your watch list, so you're not going completely crazy.
That's the first time. Most of the time it's like, I'm never gonna watch it. It's on there. Fuck.
All right, let's do an Eat the Rich duology here, and we're going to talk about The Menu and Triangle of Sadness. All right, so we'll start with The Menu. I just watched this last night, so this is pretty fresh in my head. This is directed by Mark Mylod and stars Ralph Fiennes, Nicholas Hoult, and of course, Anna Taylor-Joy. Shout out to Poot. I know you had a good time last night at the theater with Angry Joe and Anna Taylor-Joy.
God, that's still so weird. I can't believe he sat next to Angry Joe.
That's fucking great. I love that.
Oh
so this movie's a lot of fun. It's definitely good. I liked it. I enjoyed it for sure. My biggest problem with this movie though is it's a very dark premise, and there's a lot of meat on the bone. But for some reason, they don't really push that far with it. It's like, you ever see those pictures of a guy who's like, bro, I demolished these wings, and there's like 2 bites out of the wings?
No,
It's kind of like that.
it is a horror
It's
movie.
like,
God,
yeah, it's kind of like that, because it's like, they take a couple of bites and they're good fucking wings, but they leave so much meat on the bone of where they could have gone with it. And I'm guessing because this was budgeted more, like I saw a lot of trailers for it, so I still think it is an R rating in the States, but like I guess they didn't want to push it too far. Plus, it is Disney, Fox Searchlight, so it is Disney. So maybe there was like restrictions on how far they could go because they want to market this still. But yeah, I couldn't help but thinking, man, like they really could have pushed this farther if they wanted to. But I really like cooking stuff. It's funny. This is basically like What If Gordon Ramsay Crazy Bad. So there's a lot of stuff here I really enjoyed from this movie. And if you're even half a foodie, there's going to be a lot of jokes for you here and stuff you'll enjoy. So definitely worth watching. Maybe not in theaters. I wouldn't rush out to go see it there, but it's a good movie. It's fun.
yeah. This is one that if I still had AMC A List, I would want to watch it. Just because, like, yeah, you know what? I had the subscription service. Let me go ahead and do that. But I don't know, man. Like, my motivation to watch movies in theaters right now, like, I'm really just holding for Avatar 2, The Wishy-Washy of the Waves at this point. Like, I'm just holding. I'm just holding. Like, even like I wanted to watch Glass Onion, but like even then, I don't know if I'm gonna get to it. So, yeah, I'm so sorry, movie theaters. You are actually look, God of War is shaking hands with Avatar 2, The Wishy-Washy of the Waves, to say that uh, everything is on pause until I get that out of the way. Out of 10.
Yeah, fuck Avatar. Okay.
Mirror.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck me too. That's like a 7 out of 10. All right. And then Triangle of Sadness. So this is, of course, the winner of the Palme d'Amour of France and the Cannes Film Festival.
Oui, oui.
2022, directed by Ruben Östlund. I actually did a double movie theater day a couple weeks ago where I watched this and then Tar right after, which I'll talk about Tar later. This was interesting. So first of all, just before anything else, I found out after the movie that one of the lead actresses in this, Charlie B. Dean, died really tragically. And she's very young. She's only like in her like early 30s. But she was like the best part of this movie, besides Woody Harrelson, because he's fucking hilarious. But she was like honestly my favorite character in this movie. And I was like, holy shit, like that is sad. Like actually legitimately sad, because like I actually think she probably would have had a pretty good career after this. So really sad stuff. So yeah, rest in peace to her. But look, I'm definitely not filtered. I guess maybe I'm a little filtered by this movie. I don't think it's as great as people are saying, but it's definitely a lot of fun and worth watching. And I did enjoy it more than the menu, because there was some jokes that I would probably like the menu more because it's more normie, but I didn't. But it's still, this movie is interesting because it basically takes place in 3 different parts, 3 segments, and almost like 3 completely different movies from each other. The middle of the movie is the best part, where they're on the ship and all hell, I mean all fucking hell, just breaks loose. Woody Harrelson fucking nearly steals this entire movie, man. Like he's just so fucking hilarious in this segment and this part. And there's just, it's insane, and it's maybe one of the grossest scenes I've seen in theaters in a long time. It's just really fucking well done. But it's just a little bit too long otherwise. Like, I mean, it's nearly 2.5 hours long, and it really didn't need to be that long. Like they could have tightened it up for sure. But it's still a really funny movie and worth watching. And I can definitely understand why it has its fans, even if I didn't love it quite as much as other people did. But it's an excellent movie with a really good message.
Yeah, I want to watch this one. I feel like there's going to be one day where I snap, like, let's say first half of next year, where I just go on a real big indie rush. And I feel like this one and Tar and there's a couple of others that aren't. Oh my God, how the hell did I forget that? Babylon is still this year, right?
Yes, December.
Fuck
23rd.
yeah. Oh my God, Damien Chazelle's sweep. Let's fucking go. I'm gonna go ahead and watch that one in theaters. That's another one I'm actually gonna go out and show up for. But yeah, I feel like that one's gonna be something that I get to in the first half of next year, because every once in a while there's just that little snap that happens in me. So we'll see next year out of 10.
Killer. All right. Did I get my score? 7 out of 10 if I didn't. All right, we're whittling down the list now. I'm down to what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 things. We're getting there. We're almost there. All right. Let's talk about Night of the Living Dead. That's right, Night of the Living Dead. George A. Romero classic, 1968, the grandfather of zombie movies. I watched this on Hallows Eve, my first ever watch, and it was really good. Definitely lived up to the hype for me, man. It's a great movie. You definitely, there's some stuff here that like I didn't realize even until after, where there's like a lot of like continuity errors, like and pretty obvious ones and stuff in this movie. But it doesn't even really make a difference to your enjoyment in this movie, man. It just rocks so hard and it's so well done and it's so creative for its time and it's gory and it's good shit, man. And it goes to show, it would launch Mr. George A. Romero's career and have him be known as kind of the zombie godfather, man, and let him do all this cool shit in the future. So yeah, this is great stuff. This is definitely another one I want to get on the Criterion collection. It's a 4K they just released of it, so it's on my wish list as well. I'll definitely pick this up at some point and give it a rewatch because it's just a classic and I think a must watch for any fan of horror, zombies, or any of that shit in general.
Now, this one, I feel like it's an important one that I should watch. So this is going to get watched at some point, but Jesus Christ, that's a out of 10. I hate repeating myself. That's the problem. I don't want to repeat myself, and that's what happens. Like so far, it's like, yeah, that's an important one. I'll watch the. I hate doing it.
You just do just broken record out of 10, right? That should be the score, right?
To be fair, that guttural scream feels right too, though.
Yeah, that's a good guttural scream. It sounds like some of the screams in Night of the Living Dead. So right on
brains out of 10.
Perfect. All right. So yeah, 8 out of 10. Great movie, classic. Watch it. All right. Speaking of great movies, let's talk about When Marnie Was There. This is another Ghibli movie directed by Hiromasa Yonibayashi. Fuck if I know, man. Good luck.
That wasn't too bad. I think you got there.
He also did The Secret Life of Arrietty for Ghibli, so this was another one he did. I actually like this more than The Secret Life of Arrietty. I actually really, really like this movie. I thought it was really great. Basically, it's a young girl who has a really bad illness, so she's sent away to live with her auntie and uncle and try to get some fresh air and get better. And of course, your magical Ghibli stuff ensues. And I'll just never get tired of these types of movies, man. I think Ghibli are just so good, or at least were so good. I don't know. These days, we'll see. But back then, they were just so good at everything they did. And just creating these like whimsical worlds that you just wanted to stay in and enjoy and kind of dig in and explore every piece of. And yeah, I really, really dug this one. It's really great. Like, I think on my list of Ghibli, I only ended up putting it. Let me see if I can find this. Can't find my list for some reason. Probably because I have 100 lists. There we go. I only put it like it's 12th out of 18, which doesn't sound like I liked it that much, but that's the thing, man. Ghibli just has so many fucking bangers for me that it gets hard at a point. But I couldn't put it ahead of Kiki's Delivery Service or My Neighbor Totoro, but it's still really great. So definitely worth watching if you're a fan of Ghibli. Shout out to G Kids for being morons and printing without a steelbook label on the side, even though every other fucking Ghibli one did. So at first I thought that was like a design choice, and they're like, nah, we just goofed up. And they did send me another one for free. So all's well that ends well. Now I have 2 steelbooks for it.
Oh god, it's always so dope whenever you can have that. I think, what was it? Target had sent me 2 messed up Princess Kaguya steelbooks, and the first one I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna give this away. Whatever, it's awesome. It's like that time that I got like 5 steelbooks from Rand. You remember that?
Yeah. I forgot. You were like the Rand steelbook dealer. That was great.
Dude, you remember? Wait, who was it? Was it Brandon or Sam that when I sent them a 4K that they had 2 4K discs in there?
No, don't. Wasn't it Brandon? So Brandon had 2 Blu-rays and then 2 4Ks.
Chances.
Like, it's so fucking great, man. And then I even remember I was like, yo, Ed, just open mine before you send it, please, so I know if there aren't any issues.
That reminds me, I need to open up your Reservoir Dogs to make sure that it's not like, like Mr. Pink isn't bleeding out in there or something.
Yeah, no, ever after the Requiem for a Dream one, I want you to open them. Well, no, I'm coming out there anyway, so that, I guess that doesn't really matter, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. Oh,
yeah, that's right. You're not shipping.
You know what I was actually thinking with that? You're going to be able to try Crumble, and God, please let Crumble have a good week. Let Crumble have a good week that time.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm gonna try no matter what it is because I got to see what all this fucking psyops about bullshit. But
Dude, speaking of which, of course, I'm still on my diet, very stupidly. So, it's been bad the last 2 weeks or so because with the baby here, like I tend to break my diet a little bit more. But in that same breath, you know, I've been good today. I was bad yesterday because there was cake in my face, and it's like,
Ooh.
well, it's a birthday. I'm not gonna say no. But man, tomorrow I'm gonna go get sea salt hazelnut and an apple pie cookie. Two separate things,
Mm.
not together. If it was together, Jesus Christ, no. But like, oh man, I'm looking forward to that. I'm really hungry. I'm at 80 calories again. It's just been coffee today. Uh, you know what? Actually, fuck it. I'm gonna see if I can get these cookies today instead. I'm hungry. What were we talking about? Night of the Living
The
Dead. Is that
Secret
what we're
Life,
still on
or
there?
no, not
Oh,
the Secret Life. When Marnie was there, Steel
okay, The
Rose,
Secret Life of
all that
Pets. The
bullshit.
Secret Life of Pets is bad. It's bad out of 10. I haven't watched it, but it's bad out of 10. When
All right,
Marty was there, I want to. God damn it, I'm doing it again. Okay, let's take it in a different
broken
direction.
record out of 10.
I I don't want the baby to watch too many Disney movies because I feel like I'm going to lose my fucking mind as soon as they find one song and latch onto it for the rest of their life. So I kind of want to get Ghibli in there because that's why you have kids, people. You have kids to brainwash them into things that you like. Why else does she have like 5 foxes in her bedroom? Because I like foxes. Why does she wear a blue onesie even though she's a girl? Because there's a raccoon on it. Because I'm trying to gaslight her into liking the things I like. Why does she have a gigantic Kirby and then I ordered a Midsummer Kirby to put in her bedroom? Because I'm trying to gaslight her. That's why you have kids, people. Anyways, yeah, Ghibli will be in rotation hard, and it gives me a good excuse to run through those movies. So yeah, that's actually maybe going to happen sooner rather than later out of 10.
Killer. That's an 8 out of 10 for me. Great movie.
Mm.
All right. Now you're the Spanish fellow, so I need you to help me with this name. So we're doing Babel and Biutiful next. Can you please pronounce this director's name for me? Because I don't even want to try.
Alejandro something Inarritu, I think.
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez. Okay. Oh, the easy one. I left you the easy one.
Yeah.
Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu, which even then I feel like
Inarritu.
I'm still screwing that up because I think
Okay.
that's like hardcore Spaniard. Like that's I don't even know if my tongue is right for that one. So that's what she said. But yeah.
All right.
Continue.
Great. So we're doing 2 of his movies. So we're going to do Babel and Biutiful. So he's directed obviously a lot of movies. The only 2 I had seen before are Birdman and The Revenant, which the Birdman I thought was pretty good. It was very chaotic though. So I wanted to rewatch that one at some point. I think it was a bit overhyped, but I did like it. And I have a lot of issues with The Revenant, but that is also another one that I think I need to rewatch at some point and see if any of them change, because it's been a while since I've seen that one. So I will do that at some point. So I really wanted to kind of dive into more of this director's movies, though. He's obviously got Bardo, False Chronicles of a Handful of Truths coming out later this year. So there's that. But yeah, so we watched Babel and Biutiful. We'll start with Babel. This is in 2006, starring Brad Pitt, Cate Blanchett, and then a bunch of other foreign actors you got in there. This great movie. I love these type of movies, and apparently he does a whole trilogy of these movies, so I'm excited to watch the other ones. But I really like the types of movies where it's like you kind of have one event happen and it causes a chain reaction for a bunch of other people, and you're just kind of watching that unfold and you're kind of trying to connect it how all that happens. And that's definitely a huge part of this movie, and I loved it. I thought it was great. It's definitely very, it's very sad at points. There's a lot of just stuff that's like depressing as hell in this movie, and a lot of people just making horrible idiotic decisions. But it's really great to watch, and I don't like saying a lot more is kind of spoiling it, and I don't want to spoil it for people. But it's definitely worth watching to kind of see how I think things unfold in this movie, and I think they unfold very well. I will say that I think it plays it a little safe with the ending. Personally, like I just wish it kind of like twisted the knife a little bit further, but that's also me because I'm a depressing fuck, I guess. But yeah, I really thought this was a great movie, and up until I had watched Biutiful, this was my favorite of his. But yeah, really good stuff.
All right, Babel. Babel actually, you bringing it up makes me realize, man, my dad was just renting random stuff from Blockbuster because, like, I know, like, okay, it's on my letterbox. Like, I have logged it. I have watched that movie. Of course, I was a fucking child because we watched it when he rented it from Blockbuster. So I've definitely watched it. I definitely probably got filtered, but you're a fucking child. You're an idiot. So yeah, I probably have to watch that one again. All I know is that I remember watching it and going, yeah, I don't think I understand this one. And then I started thinking, man, why did my dad rent that one? Because, like, if you're saying that, wait, did you say it was at the end of a trilogy?
Yeah, so this is the last one because there's what are the other ones? One's called Amoros Perros, I think,
Oh,
and
oh,
the
really?
other,
What? Seriously?
and it's a thematic trilogy. Thematic, so not an action trilogy.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry, thematic
oh,
trilogy. Yeah, my bad.
okay.
Thematic trilogy. So that one, and then there's another one called I think 21 Grams or something like that. I believe
Mm.
those are all part of a thematic trilogy of his. So
Okay, all right. I was about to say, why the fuck did my dad pick this one up? Anyways, yeah, weird to think about that he just would pick these movies and that I would be there watching them, but that's because I just enjoyed movies and that's how we spent time together. Anyways, yeah, that's a rewatch out of 10.
cool. Yeah, definitely worth a rewatch. Good movie. And then we're going to talk about Biutiful. So this is a funny movie for a lot of reasons, which by the way, I'm probably saying that wrong. Is that like, how do you actually say that? Is it just beautiful? Like in
I mean,
Spanish? Like, how do you
probably
say
good.
that?
I mean, Biutiful. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of if I really try to.
Okay.
But that's the thing. That's not even words in Spanish. Like, I'm just saying it. Like, what if I read that in Spanish?
Okay. Oh, I thought that was like the Spanish word for beautiful. Never mind.
No,
You're just a dumbass. All right.
movie.
Good stuff.
Wait, no, is that yeah, that is Biutiful. Because that's the thing. Because like, dude, I don't remember what it was, but you were reminding me of something. There was a family member who was saying a word, and they were saying it in Spanish, and I was like, what does that mean? And they would say it again. I'm like, no, 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 say that word again. And then once I realized what they were saying, I was like, oh my god, you're saying an English word in Spanish. And I was like, oh my god, that's an USA situation. Do you know what USA is?
No.
USA is what people would say in Spanish for USA.
Oh. Okay,
Yes.
that makes sense.
So that's the thing. I almost wonder if Biutiful is something like that. Oh wait, hold on. It stars Javier Bardem. What if that's how Javier Bardem says beautiful?
Yeah, maybe that could be. Fuck.
You are beautiful.
Yeah, but no, this movie. So, okay, little backstory, slight backstory, and this is just my childhood. Well, I mean, not even childhood. How old was I at this point? Fucking 20 something. I don't know, 19,
That's
20.
childhood, whatever.
Definitely not a cinephile at this point. I remember this fucking movie specifically because I was living with my mom at the time still, and I was in Vancouver specifically because I remember because this was right around the Vancouver Winter Olympics, and this movie for whatever reason during like Olympic broadcasting was getting advertised. I don't know why. All the time though, they were showing commercials for it, and I remember me and my mom would just make fun of the name, like, "This stupid sounding movie, Biutiful, stupid fucking movie."
I just imagine that you and your mom high five after, like, yeah, we fucking nailed that movie.
Pretty much. And I was like, I'll never watch that stupid shit. And here we are, some 22 years or some 12 years later, and it's a fucking near masterpiece, man. It's a good goddamn movie. I love Javier Bardem, man. He's one of my favorite actors, I think, right now, just in general. He's so fucking good in everything he does. This movie's so my shit, though, man. It's just depressing. Right from the start of this movie that there's no, and a fucking spoiler alert, I guess, but you'll watch 5 minutes of this movie and be like, there's no fucking happy ending in this motherfucker coming, man. Like, there's no way. And it's just depressing, and it's just watching the events unfold and just the great performance from Javier Bardem here. This movie is just so worth watching, man. It's incredibly tender at times, just about a father who's trying to get his shit together for his kids, and he just can't seem to make the right fucking decisions, and there's not really a way out, and it's tough. It's hard to watch.
Sweet. I'll be able to relate.
Yeah, it's definitely something I think you would enjoy too. It's a great movie. So I strongly recommend this movie to anyone who's into these sorts of things. I think this is absolutely by far my favorite movie I've seen of this director's. Like I said, I think it's a near masterpiece, and it's an incredible movie.
Alejandro Iñárritu. That's it tests even my tongue. he's good with me right now. Between The Revenant and Birdman, I like him. It's definitely someone that I would want to dig more into their filmography. So, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, sure. Why not? Broken record out of 10.
That's stellar. It's a 9 out of 10 for me. I really enjoyed it.
I'm going to go ahead and actually add it to my watch later list. So when I say I don't want to watch it, you can bring it up and then just throw it in my face.
Perfect. Love those. Love those.
I love setting up rakes on the floor that I can step on later.
No doubt. All right. So we did another double movie day a week after, and that was The Banshees of Insherin, which I'll talk about in a bit, and then Aftersun. So Aftersun is another 2022 movie directed by Charlotte Wells. I knew absolutely nothing about this movie. She's kind of cute, actually, in a Scottish way. Anyways,
in a Scottish way. What's that mean?
They added her picture to her letterbox, which they didn't have before. Anyways, okay. Yeah, so look.
Hold on, what was this movie again so I can search this up? What?
Aftersun. Aftersun on Letterboxd. Yes.
Okay.
While you look that up, I'm going to talk a bit.
Irish way.
Oh, is she Irish? Oh, Scottish.
No, you said that. Did you not say Irish? What did you say?
Scottish way.
Okay.
Scottish way. Yeah.
Damn, I just pissed off an entire nation right now.
Yeah, no doubt, eh? But yeah, I knew absolutely nothing about this movie. The only thing I really knew was our good boy Samwise watched this movie at TIFF and really fucking liked this movie, like a lot. So it was really good.
Hold on. The one line for this movie has already sold me, so I'm adding this to my watch later. Let's continue.
Oh yeah, you. I think you would like this movie, especially right now
in my current predicament.
Yeah.
Why do I call it a predicament? That sounds so
It's a predicament for the next 18 years. But
nope, it's longer. Nope.
That's true.
I will pay for a goddamn college. Goddamn it.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, no. Basically, look, it's a very unconventional movie. It's basically the entire movie is home videos of a vacation trip together with a daughter and her dad. And I was about 15 minutes into the movie. It's not a long movie. It's like an hour and 40 minutes. I was probably about like 15 minutes into the movie. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to hate this. Like, I'm just not going to like this. Like, if this is the whole fucking movie, this isn't going to do it for me. But I kept watching and I slowly got more and more engrossed into it. And by the end, I really loved it. Like, what they did here was actually stellar. And for this, Charlotte Wells, it's her debut. And it's just a smart idea, and you can tell you can definitely tell like this hits close to home. I'm guessing for her, there's no way she just made this up. Like this has got to be based on some true shit.
Okay, hold on. Aftersun is the feature film debuted of director and writer Charlotte Wells, calling it emotionally autobiographical.
Yeah,
continue.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. So very clearly. But yeah, there's just some very, very smart things in this movie. There's one of the most heartbreaking, maybe karaoke scenes I've ever seen. Shout out to that in a movie. And yeah, this is just it's really great, and I don't think a lot of people are going to see it. A24 ended up picking it up for distribution, which is probably the only reason I had a chance to see this in theaters. I mean, if it wasn't for them, I doubt I would have. So it's cool that it came to theaters near me, because not even fucking Decision to Leave came. I thought for sure we'd get that one, but we got this one, and it was really great. So I'm glad I saw it. It's a unique experience. If you kind of vibe with that idea, go watch it. I think it's definitely worth watching, and it's a cool experience.
Okay, you know what I actually need to do? So yes, on my letterbox, I went through and I added literally every single movie I've ever watched. Honestly, it's shocking to me that like maybe once every, I don't even know how long I've had letterbox. I'm just gonna say this so you understand the feeling, even though it is absolutely false. It feels like it's maybe once every 8 months that I find a movie. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have that on Letterboxd, and then I put it on there. I think I've had Letterboxd for like less than 8 months, so like, the feeling is there. I hope I translated that over at least. I need to go through my watch later list and just start calling it, because like now, right now with this movie, I'm at 571. I need to cut this down so it's not like I have so much choice with my watch later list, and so it's not like Letterboxd sends me an email like, this movie just hit streaming services, and I'm like, cool, thanks, and then I do nothing about it. So I think it might be time for me to go through and just be like, not watching that, not watching that, not watching that. So then it's easier for me to focus in on the things I want to watch. I say that, but I'm pretty sure even if I culled it down, it's probably going to still be like 300 or something. So I don't know if there's even any point to it. Maybe I'm just doing this to make myself feel better. And isn't that why we're all here? Just to make ourselves feel better. I'm going to go ahead and say that Aftersun is make me feel better out of 10.
I don't know if that movie's going to do that, but good luck. 8 out
It's
of
okay.
10.
It'll make me feel something. That's a positive.
That's true. It'll make you feel something. Yeah, I think you would really like that movie. So we'll see. All right, Dead Ringers, 1988, directed by David Kinoberg himself, Mr. Cronenberg. It has been a while. How you doing, sir?
Christ,
This is actually. Again. Yeah, this is one of the last Kinoberg movies I haven't seen.
Okay, you know what? I'm just going to get ahead of it. The scores are going to be broken record out of 10.
There we go. There's a couple others besides this one that are on my watch list that are really early works of his, so I'll maybe get to them eventually. But this was like the last big one that a lot of people really liked. And this one was really fucking good, really interesting. Basically, Jeremy Irons just plays twins in this, so he's playing two different roles. And like they're just these brilliant doctors. One is really outgoing and womanizing, and the other one is a lot more quiet. And they kind of hatch this devious scheme together. And you watch it all play out, and it's your typical Cronenberg. But in this one, it's interesting because you get a lot of that weird body horror stuff he likes to do because they're surgeons, excuse me. But then they mix it with the psychological drama stuff he's become known for later in his career with like Crimes of the Future and Eastern Promises, History of Violence, and all that stuff. And you get this like interesting mishmash of his two kind of styles he likes to do, and it really works well for me in this one. Jeremy Irons is just incredible playing two different roles here. Like they really do feel like two different characters, and so much of this movie is just literally them talking to each other on the screen. And it's crazy to me how it feels like two different characters. It isn't like, oh, there's Jeremy Irons talking to himself again. No, it literally feels like his two twins, like talking to each other and acting differently. And it's just an incredible job by him because there's no way that's an easy fucking thing to do. In fact, I was reading a thing afterwards that apparently, I don't think it was, they offered this role to two other people at first. Robert De Niro turned it down because he just like, yeah, I don't know about this one. But then there was somebody else, I fucking forget who. It might have been like William Hurt or someone like that. Probably getting the name wrong, but there was somebody else I read that they offered it to, and they're just like, yeah, that is way too hard playing two different roles like that. Like, there's no way I'm not doing that. It's like they were straight up like that. And then Jeremy Irons was like the third person was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do it. And he fucking nailed it. So good for him. Also, fun fact, one of Park Chan-wook's favorite movies, I guess, just in general, like horror movies and stuff like that. Like he loves this movie. So I thought that was interesting too. But yeah, this was a great fucking film. Definitely recommend it for anyone who's into Cronenberg or any of that body horror shit, because this is just fantastic.
Yeah, I'm going through and like I've only removed one movie, and I think I've gone through like 3 or 4 decades. So I'm kind of fucked with my plan.
8 out of 10 for me, and we already got your score, so we're good. All right, this is the last one, and then we're even on the list. We have 4
Jesus Christ.
After that. Here we go. Midsommar.
The Dorian hour's over.
Midsommar, and I know you love this movie, so you can chime in here too. It's officially the Dorian and Ed hours. So Midsommar, directed in 2019 by Ari Aster. This is my first time watching the director's cut of this, second time overall watching the movie, but first time watching the director's cut, courtesy of Mr. Edwin Castile. I did rent a copy because I felt bad. I don't like pirating movies, but you left me no choice, you cunts, because there's no way to reasonably watch this movie
piracy.
Otherwise.
I let you borrow a copy.
True.
Like, that's the thing. Like, there is nothing. Like, okay, I'm not a lawyer, but like, I took my disc that I purchased, I ripped my own copy, I uploaded it to Google Drive, and then I handed him the copy. It was not handed to anyone else. The movie was not watched during his possession. Once he finished it, I deleted it. So, as far as I know, I don't think there's any foul play here whatsoever. Hell, I even ripped the entire DVD menu, so it's literally copying the entire disc image unaltered.
That's fair. That's fair. I think so. Okay, let's start Midsommar. Look, first of all, I liked it even more my second watch. I think this movie's outstanding, and is definitely one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Just period. I think it's a great movie. I think it's a near masterpiece, and Ari Aster is probably like after 2 movies, he's probably one of my favorite directors in Hollywood. And if what's this fucking new one coming up? Boulevard, Depression Boulevard.
Disappointment Boulevard.
Thank you, Disappointment Boulevard. If Disappointment Boulevard is as good as it sounds, it's going to be. I mean, the guy might just fucking end up being like one of my top 5 favorite directors after 3 movies because his talent is insane. But that aside, I think this movie is really great. And what boggles my mind with this movie, obviously I like Hereditary more. Hereditary is my favorite horror movie of all time. I think it's just a masterpiece. So I'm this too. I understand people liking Hereditary more than Midsommar. I don't have a problem with that. Where I have an issue is I don't understand there's so many people that fucking love Hereditary but hate this movie.
Filtered.
And
That's fine.
don't
That's it.
I don't get it though. Like I don't understand why. Like to me, like,
because Hereditary plays it way more traditional.
I guess, but they both feel like Ari Aster movies to me, man. Like I don't feel there's that. Like I mean, I guess this is in the daylight, so I mean, there's that for it, and it definitely doesn't feel as traditional. But they both have that kind of fucked up aura to it. It's just bizarre to me. Like you're right. It's just at this point, it's just filtering because you definitely are getting filtered out because this movie's great. And it deserves love, and it's fucked up. The ending is glorious, and it's so messed up. And it's such a great movie. I love this movie.
Yes, actually, it's weird to think about because, like, I think Midsommar might actually be the only horror movie that's on my shelf. Like, I'd have to stop and think of. Okay, you know what? How about this? I'm currently on Letterboxd right now. Again, I've removed 2 movies out of 571, and I'm in the 80s right now. So, yeah, my plan is not going well. Let's go ahead and check my list. Let's go ahead and check my shelf. Let's see.
The Shining made it to your shelf, did it not? That would be 2. The Shining made it to your shelf, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. The Shine. Is it weird that like I don't that one? I keep wanting to put that like more in thriller than horror. Like I know that
I don't know,
it
scares the shit.
It's a bona fide horror, but yeah, no, I know.
Yeah,
it's a bona fide horror movie. I know, but like in my brain, I put that more as thriller. But like that's wrong. I know that's wrong. But yeah, you know what? Midsommar. I think maybe I want to give Midsommar even more credit because Midsommar was like after one watch in theater, I was like, yeah, I fucking want that. Then The Shining, like I think I had to watch that a second time to realize, oh yeah, no, this is fucking incredible. And then it got on the shelf. So you know what? Fine, 2. I've convinced myself 2 horror movies. Either way, with a shelf of like, hold on, what does that say? 137 movies are on that shelf. So from 137 movies, 2 are horror. God damn, man. So yeah, Midsommar. I fucking love this movie. I feel terrible. I feel like I haven't watched it in so long that I'm struggling to find things like to explain things about what I love about it. But I think what it is that I just like that Ari Aster for both of his movies have basically made family dramas that masquerade as horror movies, and I dig that. And there's just something about Midsommar, which I think what it is that Florence Pugh, I just really like her as the lead in this movie, and I really like the boyfriend, which his name escapes me, fucking douchebag from Transformers 4. I really like his performance in this because he is just so spineless and hateable that like he's perfect in this role. And I don't know what it is. I think I dig this grief more than I do the grief in Hereditary. And also, that's the thing. At this point, I need to start splitting. No, I don't need to split hairs because I'm not talking about the difference between Hereditary and Midsommar. I'm just talking about why I love Midsommar. So, also, another thing, Ari Aster, just in general, I like that he gets the fucking worst cries from his actors. Like, just that opening with the way that Florence Pugh cries, I'm thinking, man, you are hurting yourself for that cry. But yeah, no, Midsommar. I feel like I've said a lot of nothing, but I genuinely love this movie so much. I'm so happy that I was able to get the 4K cut, the director's cut, which is the one that I let Dorian borrow, and I'm very happy that with my shelf where I throw whatever the fuck I want on there because I have overflow of stuff that doesn't belong on the shelf, but I can't throw away. I'm very happy that I can put the 4K case that came with the movie. That's basically a booklet. It's fucking sick. So yeah, Midsommar. I fucking love it. It's Kino out of 10.
Without, and I mean this without going into spoilers. So no spoilers whatsoever.
Okay.
I think I remember, but I want to just double check. The ending, happy or sad?
Okay, you see. Oh my god, I actually got into a huge argument with AJ over this one.
That's what I remember. Which side are you though?
Happy, and
Yeah,
I think everyone else was sad, right?
Okay, yeah, I'm sad too. So anyways,
okay, yeah.
I thought you were team happy there. So
yeah, no, but okay, I feel like I have to explain myself now because like if anyone's looking at that, they're like, what the fuck is wrong? What do you mean happy?
I think it's great, but yeah, if you want to dive into some spoilers, go ahead. I'll let you.
All right, 3, 2, 1. I'm scared to broach this topic. AJ, I know you don't listen to this, but you fucking love this movie. I think you've actually said this is your favorite movie ever. So anytime that I have a dissenting opinion, I'd rather not bring it up because this is a movie that you love and I don't really want to touch that ground. There's like some stuff where it's like, yeah, when you love something that much, I'm fine. I'm going to recuse myself. Anyways, so Danny, right? Her family is dead. Her sister has been a nuisance this entire time where, she's a problem. Sure, she's tried to be there during her mental illness, but at some point she has become just more trouble than she's worth, which honestly, you know what? She's definitely more trouble than she's worth when you find out that she fucking double homicide suicided her parents. So, maybe not the best sibling. So you have that. You are basically completely alone. You have maybe one friend that is at the beginning of the movie that really is tired of your shit because you don't dump your completely absentee boyfriend. Your absentee boyfriend doesn't have enough spine to dump you, so that means you're just stuck with him and you're stuck with all the friends who are saying to the boyfriend to get rid of you. So in this entire situation, it's conceivable that she is completely alone now that her family's dead. Yes, following me? Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so my argument for why this is happy. By the way, I don't mean like completely unbridled happy with no restrictions. No. The way that I always like, literally, even when I walked out of the theater, which I feel sorry for my wife because I dragged her to the director's cut theater and she just looked at me, and I think that was the moment that she's like, "Yeah, if I see A24 on here, fuck you. I don't want to do this." So, I remember walking out and thinking, this might be the most fucked up happy ending I've ever seen. And the reason I say that is because my argument is that even though she is in a cult, she now has a community, and that's what she needed. Specifically, there's that one scene where she is sobbing, right? And then suddenly everyone else is sobbing with her. Honestly, that's all she kind of needed. She just needed to be able to have her grief heard and repeated back to her. Is the cult in her best interest? I don't know. That's not really the question that I have, because this movie is centered so much on Danny that I'm putting myself in her position where if I have basically my entire family double homicided and suicided, and then I have a significant other that sucks and doesn't even want to be around me, and then you add on top of that friends who don't care either, and then you put me in a situation where there is a fucked up death cult that is actually giving me attention, you are stuck in grief. You're not really focused on the fact that they kill themselves at the age of 72 if they reach that age, okay? You're more focused on, I am so fucking depressed that my sister murdered my parents that you'll take any part of driftwood that you can grab before you drown. So, is it a fucked up ending? Yes. Could you argue either way? My answer is yes, because honestly, in a situation like that, I could see myself killing myself at some point, because that's not a situation you really come back from alone. So yeah, that is my argument for why I feel like that ending is happy. Fucked up, but happy. So I hope I presented my argument well.
That's fair. And I do think you have some valid points there. I think just what it all circles back to me is I think that moment is happy for her. And then I think in 20 minutes when the drugs wear off and she gets back to normal, she's going to be like, oh shit.
Okay,
and
yeah.
that's
But then
where
again, maybe I'm a
things get
vindictive
tragic.
person. Maybe
yeah,
the
true.
thing is that I'm a vindictive person. So if I had a significant other like that got put in a bear suit and set on fire, I'd still be smiling after the drugs wore off.
Oh yeah, me too. Like fuck it. Unfortunately, not everyone's as terrible as us. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's a life.
Anyways,
Yeah, that stops being a life once you put a bear skin on him.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, Midsommar, fantastic movie. Definitely moved up in my rankings. I mean, 2019 is still a death gauntlet of a year, but it's in my top 10 now, and it's well deserved to be there. So great movie. Nearly in my top 5, 9 out of 10.
Hot movie. Just Kino out of 10. I already set my score. Whatever.
All right. Well, we have 4 left each. So would you finally like to do one, Ed?
Dope. Oh my god. You mean the show that I started? I get to speak on it? Whoa, that's awesome.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
It's your turn.
Let's go with the least interesting one out of the 4. Modern Warfare 2. So I may or may have not gotten it through shady means that I'll never admit to. I'm not gonna say I didn't. I'm not gonna say I didn't. So anyways, Modern Warfare 2. I played halfway through the campaign, and then I became a dad, so then it just kind of got dropped for a little bit. Modern Warfare 2, I played half of the campaign, and I don't know, man. This game just feels so much like it. I know that every Call of Duty game is generic, and it's ripping off every trope that every war movie has, or whatever, etc., etc. This one feels like an extra level of distilled, where there's a scene that I remember from a cold open of Malcolm in the Middle where they're poor and they have an orange bottle. An orange juice bottle that they continue to refill with water. So they have basically watered down orange juice. They'll finish the orange juice, they'll have a couple of drops, and then they'll fill it up with water. So they still have somewhat of a taste of orange juice. That is basically what the campaign so far for Modern Warfare 2 feels like. It feels like a greatest hits of other Call of Duty games. And it's this weird thing where I'm just I'm playing this. I'm I kind of still enjoy this gunplay. So I'm still getting through it. But everything on the actual narrative point of view, it feels so much hey, you played Modern Warfare 2019. Hey, you played a Modern Warfare game, right? It just feels so much just imagine if you had 5 greatest hits albums and then you made a greatest hits album of greatest hits. That's exactly what this feels like. And I don't know, man. I'll finish the campaign. Why not? It's pushing my theater room. So sure, why not? I enjoy the gun go shoot. I like the fact that I can throw a knife. I'm enjoying that enough. But yeah, that's there. That's the campaign. Whatever. The other thing though is that the reason I may or may have not gotten it under shady terms is that I just feel like I needed a good distraction. So the multiplayer is there. So I've been playing with some people. Mostly I've been playing with Locke, Ben, Justin, another friend that I feel bad about not remembering their name. I think his name is Josh. And considering that I've had the baby around while I was on PTO and I could just sleep whenever, I would basically stay up super late. So whenever she would wake up and need food, I would just already be up. So my sleeping schedule was completely fucked. And the good thing is, so are theirs. So in other words, I lined up perfectly with playing Call of Duty with them. And you know what? It's Call of Duty. It's exactly what it is. It's the same thing as it always is. And what I'm going to say is that when you're playing with the boys, that's when Call of Duty hits. So yeah, you know what? Call of Duty is still Call of Duty, really. That's my review. Call of Duty is Call of Duty. So if you're going to Call of Duty, Call of Duty. That's my score. It's Call of Duty out of 10.
Yeah, I have nothing to add here, honestly, because I don't give a shit about Call of Duty. I still have to play Infinite Warfare because you sent that one to me ages ago, so I'll play that at some point. But until I have a way to just buy a campaign for $10, I'll probably never play these games.
It's okay. Phil is going to help you, okay? He's going to help you get the fucking campaign for a low monthly fee.
Nice.
All right,
Let's
so yeah,
go.
that's all I got. I don't. Apologies.
All
What
right.
do you want from me?
All right. Oh yeah, my score is Warfare D's nuts out of 10. All right. Let's talk about the Banshees of Inisherin. This is a 2022 film, of course, directed by the great Martin McDonagh, who never fucking misses, let me add. Never fucking misses. Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson, some other actor that nobody knows who sucks fucking ball sacks. But yeah, this movie is
Who could it
very.
possibly be? I wonder.
It's only two. Look, this movie
Hmm.
is really, 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 really fucking good. And it eats at you for a little while, and it's still eating at me, and it's fucking great stuff, man. Like, this has been a great year for cinema, and it's so hard for me to say if this is my favorite Martin McDonagh movie, because I really, really like Three Billboards. But this is close, and it might be better. I'm gonna have to rewatch it though before I confirm it. What I like about this movie is just it's anchored so strongly by Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson having their little rivalry here. Which, by the way, if you don't know, the basic plot point for this movie is just two friends who are lifelong friends. Basically, one of them just decides one day, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. Fuck off. That's the story, and it just devolves from there and just gets pretty crazy at points. But it's just really great. And what I really appreciate this movie, though, I think the most, without getting into spoilers, is the ending. And it's just how much it stuck by me and made me think. And you don't even I remember coming out of that movie and being like, oh yeah, it was really good. That was a great ending. And then I thought about it more and thought about what it represented and how actually complex it is. And it just it's like, oh man, that really is deep. And it's really fucking, it's just it's hard. It's the word I'm looking for. Just thinking about it and letting that reflect on you just really builds the emotion of that ending. I'm trying to keep it very vague because I don't want to spoil even which way it goes, but it just allows the emotion of that ending to build up and really be meaningful, I guess is the best way I can put it. And yeah, it's one of the best movies of the year for sure. It's third ranked now for me in 2022, only behind Everything Everywhere All at Once and Tar, which I'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, this movie is absolutely outstanding.
Okay, everything I said about Alejandro Iñárritu, go ahead and throw that at Martin McDonagh because Three Billboards enjoyed. He still has good credit with me. I want to watch In Bruges and this one out of 10.
Yeah, it'll be very. I can't see you not liking those movies.
Agreed.
He's one of those directors that I feel like anyone can get something out of because his movies all have so many different pieces to them. It's not you're not looking oh, I don't like dramas or I don't like comedies or something like that. His movies are just they're just mixes of everything, and there's something for everyone there, I feel. And it's just a great movie. So that's about that. And then In Bruges. In Bruges is just a fun fucking time. So yeah, it's good shit. For me, my score,
I just need some.
I was just gonna say, sorry, my score is 9 out of 10. Just phenomenal movie.
I just need more dark humor in my life. I don't know.
Oh
It's
yeah,
been a while since I've watched one.
well, you'll get lots of it with his movies, that's for sure.
Mhm. All right, so yeah, okay. You know what? I'm going out of order because I know that we're gonna say pretty much Ragnarok for last.
Yes.
The Wizard of Oz.
We'll have to see the wizard.
See the Wizard of Oz. Okay. Anyways, so the Wizard of Oz. My wife, she wanted to watch it, so she was there with us. She knocked out for most of it. That's fine, whatever. I mean, the Wizard of Oz is a dream anyway. So, although this is specifically something that I want to watch because I wanted to say that my daughter's first movie was the Wizard of Oz because it feels like a good start. And the thing is that I also didn't watch too many movies because the Wizard of Oz is a movie that like I wanted to get that one out of the way first because I want to watch more movies. The reason I didn't watch that many movies is because I wanted to be sure that The Wizard of Oz was her first movie, and I didn't want it to just be like, yeah, you know what? I want to go watch Akira Kurosawa's Dreams, and hey, baby, you want to know what your first movie was? It was Akira Kurosawa's Dreams. Yeah. Her second movie though is going to be that because one day I'm just going to watch something random and it's be like, yeah, you were in my arms for that one. I guess that's your second movie of all time now. So yeah, The Wizard of Oz. That's a fun movie. That's delightful. The 4K cut is clean as hell. Like, seriously, what the hell is Warner Brothers doing over there? Like, these 4K cuts are so good. There are movies from like the 50s or 60s that don't look this good. Besides that, like, it's The Wizard of Oz. I don't know how much I could say for it. Like, again, it's just a fun time and it's enjoyable. And Dorothy, you just want Dorothy to get protected, and it's just like a good little
Yeah, Wizard of Oz. Yeah, Wizard of Oz is great. I gave some thoughts on it on an earlier episode because I got the 4K Steely as well. But yeah, great movie, great transfer, gorgeous transfer. Like it's insane how good that looks, and just a classic for a lot of reasons. It's a good movie, very good. Comfort food. Hello, hello. Oh, did I lose you? Did I lose myself? Still shows me in here. I think I have lost you, though you are messaging me. Oh God, no. Okay. I think it saves automatically. Hold on. Let me message you. Dun, 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 dun. LMAO. Hello.
Well, I assume my daughter heard that I was talking shit about what her first movie is, so she had ruined it. Anyways, Wizard of Oz. Yeah, that just feels like a good starting point. I don't know what my train of thought is. My computer crashed, and I think at this point it might be my SSD or it's the motherboard. I don't know, but every time that I go into the BIOS, it seems that my SSD doesn't show up as something that I can boot back up from. So yeah, I'm not going to troubleshoot that at all. I'm just going to keep dealing with it. So yeah, what were we talking about?
I think we were just moving on to the next topic. I think we basically wrapped it there. Do you have two left now?
Yes, correct.
Okay, cool. So I got well, three. So here's one. Tar.
Yeah.
Directed by Todd Fields. This is the 2022 movie that's going to win a bunch of Oscars, I think, starring Kate Blanchett, who is probably my shoe-in for Best Actress, which, by the way, I forgot to mention, but Colin Farrell is probably my shoe-in for Best Actor now, too, although I need to see Brendan Fraser in The Whale before I fully confirm that. But I think Kate
so many
Blanchett's
movies I
going to...
want to watch.
I know, right? But I think Kate Blanchett's going to get it for The Woman. This movie is so my shit. So basically, the film set in the international world of classic music centers on Lydia Tarr, widely considered one of the greatest living composers, conductors, and first ever female chief conductor of a major German orchestra. This movie is really great. And it's what I love about this movie so much is it's the type of movie where after you watch it, you look it up, you're like, is this real? Like, was this a real person? Like it's a biopic on a fictional person, but it's so fucking well done. And it's such a masterful movie in the way it's done. It's basically just this woman, and she's at the top of her profession, and things slowly start crumbling out about her. Accusations and some other stuff happens, and shit just gets a little bit too rough for her, and you just kind of got to see where it goes. And man, this movie is fucking great. It's just, it makes you feel the entire way through. Kate Blanchett just puts on a powerhouse of a performance and just is Lydia Tarr and just envelops this character and makes you want to see her. And just every time she's on the screen, you're basically just holding your fucking breath to see what she does next. It's just great shit. And then I think, you kind of build up to this ending, and you get maybe like just one of the most, oh fuck, of course moments that I've maybe seen in a theater in a long time. And I just couldn't help but laugh, and I thought it was perfect. So there's just so much to love about this movie. Like I said, I think it's going to be a big contender come Oscar season, and I definitely think she deserves a Best Actress nomination, if not a win. And yeah, I've already pre-ordered the 4K for it. I can't wait to rewatch this movie. It's my second favorite movie of the year, besides Everything Everywhere All at Once. So I think this movie is great.
All right, so over or under? Do I get to Spencer before Hulu takes it off?
Oh, over. You won't.
Okay, over is my score for Tar. I'm sorry, Tar. I feel like I want to watch just from the description that you gave. I feel like I should watch Spencer before I should watch this one, because like if I'm in that same taste, in that same vein, I should probably do that first.
Yeah, I will say I don't know which one I like more, man. I really like both those movies. So I don't know. Gun to my head, I probably say Spencer, but Tar is very, very, very good too. And 2 years in a row now, I've been kind of blindsided by a movie like that. So good shit.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and get this one out of the way. Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Good movie.
In this same breath, I have watched Top Gun Maverick recently. I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think Top Gun Maverick might be my favorite movie of the year now.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't expecting that, but dude, I watched this movie like uh one day, no, and then one day again. And holy shit, that movie in this theater room fucking rocks. Oh my god, I am so happy that that movie is as loud as it is. The 4K cut, actually including the IMAX scenes, is also fucking dope. You don't understand how fucking exciting it is when you're just watching the movie, watching it, and then the IMAX scenes kick in. I'm like, oh yeah, shit's gonna get real. And yeah, I just think that like this movie, it's weird because like I think what it is that with Everything Everywhere All at Once, I actually had like the most minor of diminishing returns with it when I watched it. I think specifically once all the timelines start converging, I was like, yeah, okay, this is good. It's a movie. You can't really do the entire multiverse all at one time, and like I get it, but I still think that I was having a problem where I'm like, yeah, you're doing like 6 timelines and like some of them didn't get that much attention. So like as a thing, like that's how I have to be sometimes, where I had to start splitting hairs to see what I decide for one thing over another. And Top Gun Maverick, watching it twice, I don't know if there's any hairs that I would split, because at this point, like I've even fixed Jennifer Connelly for me. I mean, I still think that, you know, you could have cut her out and written around her, but she is there because you need Maverick to be able to explain how he feels and being able to get more into his own head. So she is a foil. She is not a character, she's a foil. And when I put it that way, there's maybe only like 1 or 2 scenes where she's not useful for something like that. And at the end of the day, like a scene or two that you can cut, sure, why not? I can stomach that. But yeah, oh my god, the real star of this is the fucking flying scenes. Oh my god, this movie is a fucking feast to watch. It's just, it was really fun though, because my sister-in-law doesn't understand, well, didn't understand, now she does, didn't understand that, you know, Tom Cruise is a fucking psychopath that wants to do everything for real. And so she's like, oh yeah, okay. And I told her, I was like, yeah, no, the actors went up there and filmed themselves while they were in the cockpit. She's like, what? And it was like, yeah, there's very little CGI in those flying scenes. And she's like, no, there's no fucking way. And so then I pulled up the Mission Impossible scenes where Tom Cruise hangs off of a plane and then also hangs off the Burj Khalifa. And she's like, what? No, that can't be real. I'm like, yeah, he pretty much did that. Yeah, you know, they cut out the safety wires and all that, but no, that's Tom Cruise hanging out the Burj Khalifa. That's him hanging off a plane. She's like, no, like she had a good time, like just looking like, no, you're fucking with me. There's no way that's true. And then I get a text message later. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, maybe he did all that. So yeah, that was fun because now I've inducted another into the cult of Tom Cruise, and which is very funny because it feels full circle considering that I'm an idiot who had forsaken Tom Cruise. So yeah, Top Gun Maverick. I fucking love this movie. Like, it's actually bumped into my top 25. I put it at 25 because I don't know where I want to put it yet. Honestly, with this one sneaking in and then Titanic getting bumped up so high, it makes me want to go through and rewatch some of these movies. The first 2 that I feel like I'd want to rewatch would be Annihilation and Ad Astra, just to see if those still belong in there. But yeah, man, like Top Gun Maverick, I have no problems putting that in my top 25 after these 2 viewings. I'm still gonna watch it again too, which by the way, I kind of thought I was gonna have to turn down my theater room. Um as I'll mention later on with God of War Ragnarok, this baby doesn't really blink to sound, which is fucking incredible because, man, I have things loud. I'm not going to have them, you know, like super loud and have her in the room, but I can have her in the house and still blast things. So that makes me very happy that this girl doesn't blink to sound at all. Like, I've yelled at her in her sleep to wake up. Jokingly, of course. I'm not going to yell at a fucking baby to, you know, just like full on yell. but I have spoken louder to see if she wakes up, and no, she doesn't wake up. So yeah, I'm very excited for when I get to watch this probably next week again. And that's, come on, man. If I could watch a movie 3 times in like the span of 2 weeks, I gotta love it. So yeah, Top Gun Maverick, incredible out of 10.
The biggest compliment I can pay to Top Gun Maverick in my own way, I think, is that this is really not my type of movie, generally speaking, and it's still my 6th favorite movie of the year. Like, this movie is really fucking good. It's ahead of my entire horror block, which is like 7 to 10 in my rankings. It's literally all horror movies, and I've still got Top Gun Maverick ahead of it, which horror is a genre I enjoy much more than action movies typically. So that should just show you how good Top Gun Maverick is. So even if it's not my personal favorite movie of the year, I totally understand why it is a lot of people's favorite movies of the year, and I think it is absolutely an outstanding film. And I would like to watch it again at some point. I think the Steelbook's still available. I probably should just bite the bullet and get it so I can watch it again. But yeah, it's a great movie.
Scenes, man.
Yeah, the IMAX scenes would be really cool to see too. But yeah, it's a great movie. Tom Cruise is fucking top of his game with this shit. And yeah, it's just, I mean, we've talked about the movie before on here, and it's just outstanding. So I'm sure if I watch it again, nothing will change in that regard. It just seems like a really rock solid done action movie, and everything you could want out of that sort of genre and that style of movie. So yeah, great shit. Honestly, it's still an 8 out of 10 for me. Great movie.
So I'm gonna say this. Yes, of course, we've probably agreed that we're gonna watch Lawrence of Arabia in February. Yes, we probably agreed on that. But that does not stop me from showing scenes.
No.
And I'm telling you right now, that one is one that's getting on there. I could see myself putting on a scene from Whiplash. Feels too cliche. I don't know if I want to do that one.
You know what I want? I'll tell you what I want. You still have the Batman, right?
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. The chase.
You know what scene I want to.
The chase, of course.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yes. No, you don't understand. That one is actually one of the that's a demo. That's a demo disc right there. That audio.
The audio I imagine is nuts during that segment. So.
Oh my fucking god. That's one that I can't full blast because it'll definitely start hurting your ears, but honestly, you'll think it's full blast with the way that I have that scene. Oh my god, that is such a fucking good one. But yeah, we'll run through so many scenes just to show that this room is fucking insane.
All right. So you're done with Maverick?
Yeah, I get my score. Yeah.
All right. So let's go second to last tier thing, and we're going to talk about Plague Tale Requiem.
Yep. How far did you get?
So I was just playing before I got on to here with you. I'm on chapter 10 right now. So more than halfway through the game at this point. I just don't get it, man. and I've saved this so far to the end because I think I'm about to really piss you off, and that's why I've saved this to the end because I think it's always
no,
good.
it's okay. I feel like you're going to praise the Kkklansman classic right now.
Oh, big time! I don't fucking stand how somebody can look at me with this game and say this game's great. I love this game, but fuck The Last of Us or Part 2 even. Now again, I'm not there yet, so maybe we'll see what happens at the end. There's still more to come. I might end up being higher on it by the time I get to the end, but holy shit, this just feels like rip off Naughty Dog to me. And if it's not if you're gonna rip off Naughty Dog, if you're gonna go at the king, great, go at the Kings. That's great. Like honestly, like hey, I love Naughty Dog. I love those type of games. I think they're great. But I'm still drinking RC Cola right now. I'm not drinking Coca-Cola. I'm drinking fucking RC Cola, man. And it's so evident to me in so many areas of this game. Like the animation work compared to The Last of Us, this is double A. This is double.
Okay, everything. Okay, look. Yes, I agree with you on the animation, but also let's just even say that fucking Ragnarok is in the same camp.
With what?
The fact that if you try to compare literally any animations to like The Last of Us, like of course.
I mean, fair, but I would say Ragnarok's better than this. Even like this feels like a double A game to me. Except the actual raw visuals when you're not looking at a character are very good in this game. It definitely feels next gen. But I've got bones to pick. I've heard so many fucking people say to me, "Oh gosh, fucking Jim Ryan, he the reason why we're still going through cracks and we're walking slow is because games are still coming out on PS4. And once their next gen's exclusive, we're never going to see that again. Well, guess what, fuckers? This game is a next gen exclusive. I have crawled through so many cracks. Yes, it is. It's not on regular gen. I have crawled through so many cracks. I have walked through so many door frames. I have seen loading points. I have seen so many loading points in this game. So I've been saying them since day one. Next gen is not going to solve all those fucking problems. And
wait, why is it on Switch? What the fuck? What?
Cloud, probably Switch Cloud. I don't know. Probably runs like shit. I didn't know that actually. That's funny because it's not even on PS4 or fucking Xbox One. So I don't know how the fuck it's on Switch.
Wait, what the fuck does that mean? No. I'm digging more into this. Continue. I need to figure out what the hell that is.
Yeah, that's wild. It's obviously Switch Cloud. I didn't know that, but
Cloud. Okay.
Anyways,
yeah, never mind.
It's just I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. And then okay, so you're looking from a character. Now let's look at the characters. Alicia, whatever her fucking name is.
Amicia. You said it right.
Amicia, thank you. She's a good character. I like her. I really like her, and I like what they're doing with her story, and I like the turn she's taking, and she's good. She's great. I'll say great even. I like her character a lot. There is not
one because I know where you're gonna go. Yep.
There's not one other character I give a shit in this game about.
Oh,
not one. Hugo sucks. I'm sorry.
There you go. I agree.
Somebody take a shotgun to Hugo's head and fucking kill him, and then the game will be 100 times better. Everyone else, I don't care. Everyone else, I don't care about. I don't care about them. I'm sorry. And it boggles my mind that people want to shit on The Last of Us Part 2 and say, oh, there's no good characters in this.
There isn't.
90% of the characters are more meaningful than the characters in this fucking game.
Okay, sure. Okay. All right.
They
yeah.
absolutely are. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that CW show that fucking Kkklansman made. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Next thing you're gonna be fucking telling me that Riverdale has better writing. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay.
I'm sorry, but the writing, the writing in this game is just one giant MacGuffin. Oh, we're going after the island. We're going after this. All right, look. I don't know any spoilers, but spoiler alert. If this and I don't, so I'm just theorizing out loud here. This isn't a spoiler. If this game doesn't end in any other way but this fucking kid dying, then it's stupid. Because they're going on the stupidest fucking goose chase imaginable right now. And I swear to God, if I end up finding some fucking magic healing water that fucking heals this kid, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. And anyone who said Druckmann's writing is bad, because this shit is so fucking stupid and cliche. But we'll see. I'm not there.
I'm so glad you can't see my face because it would have given you some sort of hint. I am so glad this is audio only because if you saw the face I made, I don't know what you would have one strong reaction or another. I don't know what it is. All I know is that okay.
The only one I could pick, the only thing I could picture is that fucking Ed Happy fucking Discord emoji. It's the only one I could picture these days.
Okay, honestly, that face is perfect. That really is. No.
It's even great. It's even better that it came after I was in fucking distress about something. Although I don't even remember what at this point.
It was a Javier Bardem face, by the way. That's what it was.
Oh yeah, there you go. Anyways, look, I'm being very, very critical right now. This game is actually good. There are things I do like about it. It's not bad at all. I'm not trying to be that mean. I don't understand how people praise this game as much as they do and praise this series as much as I do. If this feels just like more of the first to me. Yes, it's very cinematic at times.
What if that. Maybe Naughty Dog had fucking done that?
Do what?
More of the first. That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah, well, Druckmann
maybe
takes
more of
risks.
Something good.
Druckmann takes risks, and that's why.
It's not a fucking risk to take 100 miles per hour into a wall.
Oh my God. Anyways, this game's like, I mean, I got stuck at like, I thought, the puzzles I actually like in this game. Whenever there's like downtime and I'm just kind of doing some puzzles or not, I actually like that part of the game the most. I'm like, okay, this is cool. Let me use my brain. Let me try to figure this out. And it's different. I actually don't mind the Sony thing where it's like, hey brother, have you tried doing this yet? We'll talk about that later. I don't mind that. God. I actually don't. It doesn't bother me. But it is a refreshing change in this game that there's none of that. Like, it's just, you kind of got to figure things out yourself. You're silent and you're just kind of doing your thing, trying to fucking figure out what the fuck's going on. I like the puzzles in that regard. But whenever I got to fucking resort to the combat or sneaking around, I'm like, I'm miserable. I do not like this. There was one part where I just finished, where I had to sneak into this room, and basically I had to go to the upper part of this area, attach a fucking bow to this or attach my arrow to this rope thing and shoot it to pull down a door so I could get to the door. And I could do that, but then it alerted every fucking enemy in the area within a 3,000 mile radius that I opened the door. So I'd be like, okay, so I could sneak up there. I could do that, no problem. But as soon as I open that door, I can't just make a bolt for the door, because then it won't let you go through the door, because the animations are so fucking slow that like it'll just like pretend somebody's shooting at you, and like it'll prevent you from opening the door. So that you're stuck basically either running away, trying to escape all these people with its horrible movement and trying to just weave through people, which you can't, because this is a stealth game. It's not designed to be played that way. Or you just start trying to.
It's not a stealth game.
Or you just start trying.
It might as well be a walking simulator.
Or you just try to start killing everyone, which you don't have the resources to do at this point. I upgraded my pots enough that I can fucking burn people alive, so I can kill a couple of people that way, and I got one arrow to kill an armored dude. Other than that, if they're armored, you can't fucking kill them. So it's just fucking annoying. And I probably spent like 20 minutes trying to do this part before I managed to, I guess I killed enough people that I was able to fucking just get through the door, and then no one was close enough by to stop me. It's fucking annoying, man. I don't understand. Like the Last of Us 2 plays so much fucking better than this game.
Okay,
It is
I can give you that one.
incomparable how much better The Last of Us 2 plays in this game. So it's just, I don't know, man. Like, I appreciate you trying to emulate Naughty Dog. That's not a bad thing. Naughty Dog are the kings. If you're going to emulate somebody,
sure. Yeah, okay.
Emulate the best. I'm with you there.
Cool.
But,
Santa Monica, yeah, got it.
But you definitely RC Cola, and I mean, this game is fine. It's good at times, but I'm just not completely loving it. So
I'm just saying, this is Pepsi after someone already came in the Coke. Okay, that's what this is.
Yeah, so that's literally all I have to say. I'm 10 chapters in. I'll finish it by next episode. I'm sure I'll finish it, and I'll have some final thoughts on it. But as of right now, it's good. It's just, to me, it's more of the first, and that's not a good thing.
I am hamstrung because most of my arguments will rely after you've gotten the entire game. So I feel bad punting this to next week, but I assume that whatever we have for our brawl, we're going to save it for the next one, damn it.
Sure. Sounds good. So yeah, that's all I have to say right now. It's all, by the way, just to be clear, character models and animation aside, the game is utterly gorgeous. Like, it's easily one of the most beautiful looking games I've ever seen. It looks fantastic. I'm playing it on Xbox, and it looks stunning, like actually visually stunning. They did a great job there and deserve all the praise in the world. The art direction is really nice. I think it's a beautiful looking game. So,
all right, my score is going to be, besides Joel, Amicia wipes the entire cast of The Last of Us Part 2 out of 10. Combined.
No score yet. That we'll see.
All right, Ragnarok is coming, brother.
Ragnarok. Yes. The best
50 friend. Hours. I put in 50 hours over the last. When did I get it? Like last Saturday? How long have I had this already? When did it come out? The 9th?
Came out not last Wednesday, but the Wednesday before.
So yeah, the 9th. Okay, so I've had this since the 5th. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and go into how the hell I got it on the 5th. I'm always on OfferUp, and there was a dude who had a listing up for like fucking 40 copies of God of War Ragnarok, and he's like, yeah, I'm selling these $60 before it's out. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm home. This baby was born a couple of days ago. I'm going to go ahead and get this, and let's just play with her in my arms, which I have. Successfully. Like, I've beaten bosses with her in my arms. Like, hey, I'm doing good. I'm also playing on the second hardest difficulty, so we do a little gaming. So I drive up to North Houston, and it was about like maybe a 40-50 minute drive. I meet him like a really shady place. Like, it's off of a freeway. It's a little bit run down. It's just a strip of like a couple of stores and a restaurant. And he's sitting there in front of a restaurant, and he just walks up to me and he has a copy. I hand him $60 and I leave. And I'm like, okay, that was shady as hell. It's sealed, so I'm not going to check it. I get home, disc is in there, installs, plays well. I get 10 hours in. from the 5th all the way to the 8th. And then you fuckers ran in and just completely demolished the lead I had. Jesus Christ. I hate all of you. You guys ran through the fucking story too. So like I'm over here, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be awesome. I don't need to worry about spoilers. Wait, hold on. I'm going to pause this for a second. No, actually, no, we're going to keep recording. Just hold on. You cunt.
Yes, this is tis I, pheasant in the flesh.
You fucking cunt. What do you want?
Tis I in the flesh.
You are on the fucking phone. You're not flesh.
Tis I. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna pick up my order. Is it cool if I come over in a little bit?
Give me like another 30 minutes.
Aquí tengo mi recibo si lo quieres un momento.
What?
Give you a what? Hold on, one sec.
Give me like 30 minutes.
Never. Okay, fine. You get 2 minutes.
30?
So, gracias.
I'm literally recording an episode right now. I stopped to talk to you.
Oh, okay. Muchas gracias.
I don't speak Spanish.
Please. Okay, yeah, 30 minutes. I can be there in, I think,
Okay.
25 or so minutes.
Yeah, sure. That works. Just drive slower.
I'm gonna knock your doorbell right now.
Okay. Please do.
All right, bye.
Okay. He was borrowing Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart from me, which, by the way, I let him borrow that. I completely forgot I did that. I don't even know if I want to fucking play that game. Like, it was a gift to me. And now that I'm so far, I'm like, oh, do I even want to fucking play another Ratchet and Clank? Like, I'm fine. And then he's going to borrow Jedi Fallen Order, which has a PS5 patch. And I have a PS5 disc. So it's like, hey, here you go. Yeah, that's a good game. So yeah, that's all that. What were we talking about? God of War Ragnarok. Yeah, you guys just ran through this. I don't... You know what? You fucking mainlined it, okay? I'm gonna say it. You fucking mainlined it. I know it pisses you off. You mainlined it.
I did not.
How many bosses did you beat, huh? How many of them did you do?
Look, mainlining it.
Mainlined it, got it.
No, if you're mainlining a fucking game, you're literally blinders on, only going through story, rushing through things as fast as you can. That is not what I did. I spent 30 hours in this fucking game. I did almost all of the side options until that last area, because that last area fucking sucked. But I did all the side quests.
Oh wait, no. Oh, okay, right. Oh god, I hate that we can't. I don't really want to go into spoilers because I don't want to like accidentally.
Okay. Let me be clear. I actually liked the last area, just the layout of the very last area. It was hard to navigate around in there, and the map sucks. That was my complaint. So I didn't want to spend more time there than I had to.
I actually did finish that entire thing. What I'll say is that while it's a complete mess, it's one of those things that makes you realize that Santa Monica is really good at designing, because even though you don't think you're actually clearing out everything, you get to a point where you end up on the spot you were looking at later, and you're like, oh shit, I ended up here. That's cool. So shout out to that design. It is a microcosm of pretty much the entire game, where it like loops in on each other, and then by the time you're done, you're like, oh my god, I don't really actually have to continue exploring because the game actually pointed me in the right direction to find everything. So yes, it is a mess at the beginning, but by the time you get to the end, it's like, oh, that's dope.
I did still do a couple side quests in that area. I didn't completely abandon it. So there was one in particular that I had to do because I was like, oh, I feel like I have to do this one. But there was some decent stuff there. But no, I did not fucking mainline it. I did plenty of side quests. Sure, okay. I just fucking played 10 hours a day for 3 days.
Jesus
I was
Christ.
so fucking into this game. Like, this game was so fucking good. So fucking good.
Okay. I guess where am I? Right. Wait, what do you mean my package was delivered? Wait, what do you mean my package was delivered? Hold on. I gotta see what this means. Is this delivered? Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. I need to check the door and see if this PS5 really just got left here. Damn it. Why can't I just talk about God of War Ragnarok? No, I gotta keep getting distracted. I gotta get a phone call. I gotta get email saying that my PS5's there. No, I think it said it's got delivered at the UPS nearby. Whatever. Continuing. God of War. Where were we?
It's a good game. That's
a good fucking game. You're right. Anyways, so you mainlined it. Of course, that's understandable. You know, you don't exactly care for the gameplay. Understandable. So I am 50 hours in. I have already hit the point of no return, and I stop there because I want to give this game my full focus. So I'm choosing the right time now. I've done like 4 or 5 of the Valkyrie replacement bosses in this game so far. Actually, no, I think it's 6, because the boss fight that I fought, which had 2 of them, it counts as 2. So I think I'm at 6 of those. The others I am not going to touch until after I beat the game, because I beat all the Valkyries, including Queen Valkyrie, before I fought the final boss in God of War 2018, which meant that by the time I got to the final boss, I was like, oh, that was actually really easy. Like, that feels anticlimactic. Like, it felt like beating the Queen Valkyrie should have been my end cap with that game. So I'm thinking I'm going to do the same thing here. But yeah, I'm basically at the point of no return already. It couldn't be too much longer until I beat the game. 50 hours in, I did every side quest that I found. I don't know. I mean, I haven't really gone into the menus at all to check and see if there's like a side quest tracker to tell me like, oh, you've done 100% out of 100%. I don't know. But every single side quest that I've looked for, I've found. I've checked pretty much every single map as best as I can. I wouldn't be shocked if almost every map that I've encountered, I'm probably over 60 or 70% of everything that I've found. So I have torn apart this game well enough to say that I have put in the fucking time. Hell, I even did all of the trials already in the lava location. So like I've done almost a whole bunch of this game, and fuck, it's a good game. It's such a good game. Like the actual gameplay itself is so good, and it's just more of 2018 but better, which whenever I think about this game as a sequel, it makes me a little sad because narratively, I don't think there was that much of a jump as gameplay wise. It just feels like, honestly, I hate to invoke it, but if The Last of Us 1 felt like it was more of a character focus and the plot was kind of in the background to service the characters, uh, this one feels like the characters are taking a backseat to the plot. And I say that as someone who's probably close to the end game. I'm still thinking that this is going to put me on my ass, though, because like already with the little bit that I've done of the point of no return, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, that's some good stuff. A dream sequence that was actually pretty fucking good, and the scene before it and after it, it has just the right tone that I was missing the entire game. So I feel like this negativity will be something that eventually turns into, yeah, I felt that for most of the game, but by the time I got to the end, it was worth it. So that's where I stand with it. But gameplay, ooh, so good, so good. So your turn.
Yeah, I really, 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 really love this game. I think this game's outstanding. I think it's incredible. And it to me, it's so well made. I think gameplay wise, it's fun. It's like I always thought the first game to me, I enjoyed the gameplay. I thought it was maybe a smidge overrated, but I did like it. Feels better to me in the second game, though. I don't know for what reason. I think part of it is just the enemy encounters. You get so much more variety this time. And I think the boss fights are just a huge kick up in this game, and they're all really, really well done. I love again, the axe just goes whoosh. You have so much fun with that thing, man. It's a great weapon. It's so much fun to play with. And then you look at narrative, which is obviously the most important part of any video game for me. I think 2018 is a little bit stronger overall. But that game's such a lightning in a bottle, man. It was so perfect. I feel the narrative in that, and just how personal it felt, and just a tremendous game. This is just bigger, and it's going for a more ambitious end game, and I think it mostly hits it. Like I still think there's some incredible character work here. I'm sure there's one moment where you pass that point where there's just some great story work there, and some truly outstanding character turns for a specific character in the game. And I just feel like it's so great, and it's so well done. And Santa Monica is they're definitely easily now my number 2 Sony studio. Like I think they're just a great development team. I can't wait to see what they do after this. I know Barlog's working on some sci-fi game, which I think is going to be outstanding, and I can't wait for it. But I think besides Naughty Dog, I think these guys might be my favorite in the biz now, because now they've made 2 games that are basically in my top 20. And they just did such a great job. And I think you kind of hit the nail on the head, though, it really is just more 2018. And I'm tired of that. Like, I mean, if you want to complain about that, I guess that's fine. Go ahead and complain about that. But I don't know what you're expecting. It's a sequel. There's very few games. There are very few sequels.
Nowadays. Nowadays. That's a keyword.
Nowadays. There are very few sequels that are complete fucking revelations and change the game the way they are. Like, I mean, if you want to say Witcher 3, you can go ahead and say Witcher 3. The problem is there was 2 shitty-ass Witcher games before it that I had to get to make a fucking Witcher 3. God of War was just fucking straight fire out of the gate, and then they made fucking... Well, I mean, obviously God of War is a long-running series, but I mean 2018...
I mean, the reboot, though, come on. Like, that's a completely different gameplay at that point.
It's a completely different type of game, right? Not everything is going to be some radical shift. And when you do a radical shift and kind of change things up like The Last of Us 2 did to The Last of Us 1, then you get fucking people bitching.
No. You don't get to do that. You don't get to fucking do that. You're talking narratively. You're not talking gameplay. Fuck off. No. No. Throw that fucking out. No. Gameplay. If we're talking gameplay, okay? Yes, you are on point. And no one thinks about the gameplay.
I say narrative too, though. I say narrative too.
Okay, but God of War didn't do that. God of War didn't have...
No, that's what I'm saying, though. But when you do that, like The Last of Us is, people bitch.
I mean, maybe make a good fucking game. How about that? Huh? If you made a good fucking game, maybe people wouldn't bitch.
Anyways, I do think. I mean, my only complaints of Ragnarok are basically the same ones I had in 2018. The UI is kind of ugly. I don't think it's very good. The map is fucking horrible. The compass is fucking horrible. They're just garbage. I don't know why they don't hire somebody better to do that shit or changed it. They definitely need to work on that. And I mean, the fast travel's weird because like you said, you were like you said, and you showed videos and I've seen it now too. It's like you go into the portal and when they have nothing to say, it instantly loads. So it's like that seems like that is a last gen
PS4
holdover. Yeah, that does seem like a PS4 holdover, but I honestly, I don't mind it that much. I mean, the problem is I mind it when they don't say, I don't mind it when they don't say anything now, because now it's just stupid. But like when you're actually having the conversations, I like that stuff because I feel it's all immersive and I appreciate that. But
I hate you so much. I hate you in that word so much now.
It's very immersive to me. I love that shit. But yeah, I mean, and that's all I can really say without getting into spoilers. I'm sure we can go into spoilers when you finish it and kind of do a big fucking spoiler blowout on it. But yeah, I think the game is absolutely outstanding. It's easily my game of the year this year. It's slotted right into my top 20 of all time. Not in my top 10 though. It is a little bit outside of there, but I do think, and that's, like I said, that's just mainly because I think 2018 is so special narratively for me. But I think this Ragnarok is an improvement over 2018 in many cases. And for most people, I think they'll probably end up enjoying that more if they don't care as much about the story as I do. But yeah, no, it's just been a tremendous experience. I didn't have a single glitch or bug in my entire gameplay. Jim blessed my PS5 as usual, which was great. And yeah. Oh, and by the way, I played it in high performance mode.
Yes,
man,
goddamn right.
Smooth as shit, man. I tried every mode, and I was like, okay, let me try this 40 FPS bullshit. Let me try just 30 FPS 4K. Let me just try the regular 60 FPS mode. But nothing felt nearly as good to me as the high performance with VRR on, and that shit just felt like butter, man. It was so good. So I kept that on the entire way basically at one point, and I never switched off. So great shit,
dude. I just stayed 120 on this thing because I know this is just a gameplay ass game and I need every single frame properly, so my window to parry is even better, because that's what your boy does. I parry shit, okay? I don't dodge much. I dodge if it's a red circle. Even then I still try to parry it because I'm an idiot. But oh my god, this thing needs 120 so badly, because any single time that I hit this parry, oh my god, I fucking feel it. I'm curious, do you agree with me feeling like characters took a back seat in this one compared to 2018, or
back seats maybe a little bit of a harsh word.
Too strong. Yeah,
I think maybe a bit too strong. I think I agree, though it's not as good. I think 2018 is so hyper focused. Yeah, it's so hyper focused on Kratos and Atreus that they shine so much. In this game, though, you kind of get a bunch of other people, and they're good. Don't get me wrong. I like them all. I like Freya. I like everyone there. I like Brock.
Dude, Freya's great.
Yeah, she's great. She's phenomenal. So I like all of those characters, and they do a really solid job. But you just don't have the razor fucking focus that 2018 had.
Yeah.
And so that's where you lose a little bit on it. But yeah, I would say that I a little harsh, but I do get what you're saying, and I do mostly agree with that it is better in 2018 for sure.
What and that's the thing. I know backseat. I don't want that to sound harsh, but like if you asked what priorities would be, it would seem like the plot is the focus. And I don't know, man. This plot, like I can't really tell you much about this plot. Like even if I try to spoil it, I could find things to spoil. I could do that, but like if you ask me to do a beat by beat, I really don't remember like the first half of this game. Like I really don't. There's only like a couple of things that I can point out, but like what actually happens, I don't remember. But then if you ask me about like 2018, I remember like hardcore moments, and I think it's because those are rooted way more in emotions than like the actual plot machinations. So that's actually what kind of bothers me about the game. But like now that I get to the end and like I've gotten a couple of scenes where I'm like, you haven't missed a step on these emotions at all. You haven't missed a step with the character interactions with this. Yes, I know the characters interacting at all, but like it feels like I'm getting the same highs that 2018 gave me that I feel like have been lacking in Ragnarok. Which, by the way, I said this like actually I think like yesterday or 2 days ago in the Discord, but would you agree with me in saying that this 2018 to Ragnarok feels like if you 50%ed Doom 2016 to Doom Eternal?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Okay. Because, like, my logic being that, like, Doom 2016, that narrative, like, you don't have to interact with it. And it felt like it was it was focused like that. Because, like, if you want to interact with the narrative, cool. But the Doomslayer is like, I don't give a shit about this. Why should you? And then you just keep playing the game, and it's fucking awesome. And then Doom Eternal, like, was like, let's give you way more plot. And it's like, can I go back to shooting the dude? And like, so the narrative is a completely different thing, but then when you look at the gameplay, it's like fucking mountain loads ahead, above and beyond, where if you were to go back, it might actually even ruin it for you. So
I agree.
Like 50%.
I like. I dug the narrative stuff in Doom Eternal.
I know, really of course you did. Of course you fucking did. That's why I try this. Like, I didn't try to nail it down and say that everyone did, because I know your feelings on that.
It was really good. That one sequence, man, where you get like talking Doom guy, was great.
The best sequence is whenever he walks through the science building and everyone's looking at him like, is that the Doomslayer? Like, oh my god, I'm terrified of him. Like, that was great. Like, that's good.
That was good. That was a good shit.
Anyways, to mitigate this, right? So I've told myself instead that like I don't remember. I remember hearing this, but I haven't verified it. That like this was all supposed to be one game, but like they just had to cut it in half because the game was getting too long. Honestly, if I look at these more as two halves instead of an entire sequel, that fixes the narrative issues for me way more, because it's like, yeah, I already got my emotionality in the first half. You care about these characters, now watch them move down the plot. So if I look at it more as a part two than a sequel, I feel like I prefer this, which by the way, now that I got a second God of War 2018 disc and I have the Ragnarok Steelbook, I've now cemented this in my head because I put the God of War 2018 disc inside the Ragnarok Steelbook because it has 2 slots. And then once I'm done with Ragnarok, I'll put the disc in there, and that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say that Ragnarok is the second half of a 2-part game. And whenever I think of it like that, yeah, I become way more positive on the narrative, and it honestly makes me want to replay 2018, finally do my new game plus on Give Me God of War difficulty. And if I were to do that, it won't be till like February or March, because the next 2 games that are lined up, I don't want to really step on those toes. So yeah, honestly, I've been having so much fun. When you say glitches, oh my god, it pisses me off, because during the lava trials, I ran into like 4 or 5 glitches where if an enemy gets thrown off the map, there's a chance that they don't die when they fall off the map. So you will finish the trial, but the enemy isn't dead. So there's an enemy that you're supposed to kill that you can't reach, and it fucking hurts my soul, because those trials require a tiny bit of grinding by the time you get to the end. There are 6 trials or something like that you just do straight up, and then there are, I think, like 6 more trials where you have to do the previous 6 trials in a certain order. And while the combat is good, the combat is fun, I had some fun with it. It started getting grating by the fourth, fifth, and sixth time that I had to combine these things. But then again, gameplay also do be fun, so like it wasn't too bad. But whenever you have a glitch ruin what was gonna be a victory, it still does hurt. But like I'm assuming that I just don't play games new anymore, so glitches like that, I just have to deal with it. So yeah, Ragnarok. I'm loving this game. Elden Ring is still probably gonna be my game of the year though, because yeah, which you'll be trying eventually. I still think that I prefer Elden Ring because like while God of War, if God of War, even thinking that's the thing. Yes, I know. I just made the entire argument that thinking of this as a second half of 2018, it does make me feel better about it. I say that, but in that same breath that I wouldn't want to consider it game of the year because I wouldn't want to consider it second half. I'm not going to put God of War 2018 versus Elden Ring. So like, I'm not going to do that. So it gets shuffled back to 2018 instead. So Elden Ring, like I still really do fucking love that game. That is a special thing for me. Just like the fucking edit that I did with when I fought Radon, like that's that's perfect. That's my peak moment in that game. Like I love that moment. Did I lose my goddamn mind in the process? Yes, but like I look back on it and I feel like I had a lot of fun. So yeah, like Elden Ring still winning. If this were a full-on look of 2018 over Ragnarok, I think I would need to beat Ragnarok, but I could see myself just like not even considering game of the year, like which one would I prefer? I could see myself choosing God of War over Elden Ring, but I won't know until I get to the ending. But yeah, Ragnarok, fucking incredible. Great to have a game come out that I just am chopping at the bit to play more of. And considering that, like, a baby and all that, today is still the day that I plan on uploading. And as long as I upload today, then that means that I still haven't delivered an episode late. So I will delay playing Ragnarok for that. So yeah, Ragnarok, I can't wait. I'm almost done. And then I get to do some more boss fights. And I can't wait. I can't wait. So yeah, fun out of 10.
Yeah, Ragnarok is a masterpiece. Even Elden Snore
Sure, okay.
being mentioned in the same sentence as a game like Ragnarok
Pony.
is a crime against humanity.
Pony.
Crime against humanity.
Pony.
9 out of 10. Great game.
Is that it? Are we done? Am I going to start editing this now?
Yeah, that's it. We're done.
Perfect. All right. I'm actually probably going to... Nope. It is 10 minutes for me to go get that PS5. There's no chance I get it. All right. End card.
Hey, look at you. You got to the end of the episode. From episode 0 to the day that I finally get lazy and cancel the show, a big thank you to Joey Rawlings for providing the perfect name for the show. Be sure to always give him thanks, either out loud as you're listening to this, or you can just send him a thank you tweet at boogeyman117_. That's boogeyman117, IE instead of Y, double O. Be sure that it's an underscore, not a dash, 117.